Don't get me started.
Don't get me started. Oh, shut your mouth. Loving it. Loving it. Loving being back.
It's looking good. I forgot how crisp all this 4K shit was. Like,
Yeah.
it feels like it's been a fucking age since we've been live, to be honest. And it's only been a month.
I know. I was just looking at the way they set. Are we a bit too dark, or have I just stared at those lights for too long? I can't tell.
I
But
think
anyway,
I think you've stared at the lights for too long. That's incorrect information immediately to kick us off in the Twitch chat. Yeah, it's got my old name in it, but never mind.
I'm just adjusting the lights.
It's gone to fuck with the lights. You know, what would a DGMS be without us going and doing something technical in the middle of an episode? That's kind of what we do.
Yeah.
And how many times have we, interrupted an episode to do something random? He's gone again. Just want to ask him a question.
Sorry. What was your question?
I said, how many times has it been that we have come here to do an episode and gone and done something technical instead and just left empty space?
So many. This was the 158th episode. That's the slick answer we were looking for.
Correct.
Welcome in, everybody, to the 158th episode of Don't Get Me Started. Jaeger Collects is here. Jaeger did collect.
He did.
I thought about that today.
I mean, it took him fucking long enough, if we're being honest about it.
He came round and I was looking at his name and I'm like, Jaeger did collect. He came round to the house and collected.
I mean, the clue was in the name, Alex.
If he's now Jaeger sells, he could sell that stuff on, but in his current state, he can only receive.
He can only pick things up.
He can only pick things up. Yeah. Jaeger collects.
Yeah. He has missed his calling as some kind of debt collector for sure.
Yes. Can't pay? Take it away. Jaeger collects. I'm only allowed to collect. Yeah, you're only allowed to pick things up. You can't give them or distribute them.
Yeah.
Welcome in, though, Jaeger, and thank you for relieving me of 5 bobble-headed cunts. I don't know what they were, really. I got them off Any Button Gaming.
Who's not even called that now. That's how long it's been.
Dying Tart.
Dying Tart.
Dying Tart. It's a bit like at the end of Swan Lake, where the swan is slowly dying. But in this case, it's him being a promiscuous little slut, basically. That's him. I think we're describing him correctly.
It's not that you've made yourself a Pop-Tart, but then you went and did something and you've left it so long. It's now a dying
it's
tart.
shriveled.
Yeah.
I did consider that.
Yeah.
Like an actual tart, like a cheesecakey size.
Yeah.
Lemon tart.
I mean, you can eat Pop-Tarts cold, so it probably isn't going to die.
No.
Just put it back in the toaster again. It's not a very good analogy, really.
I do love a Pop-Tart, though.
Yeah.
They're like one of those guilty pleasures in a way. Like, you shouldn't have it. It's made of, like, I don't know, biscuity
sugar
cake.
And more sugar.
And then in it is sugar.
Yeah.
And it's adorned with sugar.
Yeah.
You may as well just pour sugar in the toaster and just fucking see what comes out.
Don't do that. It ends badly.
Don't do that.
Trust.
But yes, thank you very much for the bits, Will. Thank you for popping in and joining us. Jez, you're the only person I know that eats Pop-Tarts cold.
Really?
Huh.
Is that not a thing?
Well, I've never done it. But that's like the thrill of doing... It's interesting, really. Once you get something that requires you to make it, it's beholden to you to follow the instructions. You never dare to think, fuck it, I'll just eat it. But I mean, most of the time, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you couldn't.
Yeah, I mean...
I would try it.
I do also toast them, as, nature intended, but I can eat them cold. They're tasty cold. I like a cold Pop-Tart.
Yeah.
But the first time I went out to America, I was excited because I'm like, can finally try all the other Pop-Tart flavors that we've never got here. Because here we get like the strawberry one, the frosted strawberry, the original.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Which is Bonanza, and the shitty chocolate one.
Yeah, I don't like
nobody
that.
likes because it doesn't taste like chocolate. It just tastes like the dead dreams of orphan children or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's not very nice.
That's how they make them.
And I'm like, right, out to America, they're going to have all kinds of cool shit. And I'm looking forward to it. Get out there. I'm like, right, what was it? Like cookie dough and brownie or something like that. I'm like, this just tastes like sugar? No, thank you. That's gone. Get the blueberry one. This doesn't Taste of anything? That shit gone. What was the other one? Cherry. And I like cherry things normally. I know that can be a bit hit or miss.
Yeah, I like cherry.
Cherry kind of stuff. People don't always like it. And tried that one. I'm like, yeah, I should have just got the strawberry one. I should just stuck with the.
Often the classic is still the best.
You peaked Pop-Tarts.
Peak tarts. Welcome in, Robo Rita. Long time no see. Yeah, well, we haven't been here because I went on holiday largely.
Muggin's fucked off again, obviously.
And like the week before I went on holiday, we just I had shit to do to get ready. So it's been like a month or so.
It has been a month, yeah.
And I'm off next. It's Bank Holiday Monday coming up again. So like we're not going to be doing it then. So, but soon enough, it's going to be back to a normal schedule. So thank you very much for sticking with us, and it's good to see you. All of you. Thank you very much for the subscriptions flying in.
Apparently,
I don't know if they're being given to you. They are being given to you.
They are being gifted, yes. Apparently, you are much louder than me. Is there a slider of some description that you can bump?
I'll just kind of shove you up a little bit.
Shove.
Same level of pain, so just kind of...
Yeah. I think you're just naturally louder than me.
Yeah, I might be a little bit closer.
Yeah.
So see how it goes. Yeah, just keep telling us. That's all I can say. I'll just
thank you for the feedback. Keep it coming.
Yeah. It's probably because in moving things about, etc.
Yeah, I think the table that the mic's attached to is normally closer, and then this is closer to my face. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
we'll make it work.
I tried Tim Tams on the podcast last week. Just posh penguins in it. I have had Tim Tams because my Australian colleague Kylie brought them across from Australia for us all to try, because when we had the International Demand Conference last year for what I do, people came from around the world. Demand planners from around the world brought food from around the world for us all to try. Did they not
just all turn up and say, I demand a conference?
They had demanded one, and that's why we're having one.
Like, it can't be a very long conference. When somebody walks in and does that, it's like, right, well, we've ticked that box.
We've established
Let's all go home.
Well, actually, it's true. We did just go to a load of like things. We went to do karaoke, and we went to eat some food, and we went to a wine tasting. I don't know that we actually did any demand planning of any sort. But yeah, so the guys came across from China. They brought some lovely Chinese sweets, and the guys came across from Singapore. So they brought some from Singapore. And there's some Mexican caramel sweets the Mexican team brought across. And the Australian team, in the form of Kylie, brought some Tim Tams. And the Tim Tams. And I said, I've heard, and I think I brought this up before, I've heard you bite off one corner, you bite off the other corner, and then you drink your tea or your coffee through it. She said, you do, but we don't. And I'm like, I said, you can do that. Yes, that's a thing that happens, but it's not a normal thing. And I said, really? Why not? And she said, well, you should try it. And I went, okay. So I tried it, and I sucked it through the straw that's now the Tim Tam. And what happens naturally is you don't realize is that the boiling water or the hot thing goes in and immediately degrades the innards of it, and then it all just drips into a gooey mess in your hands.
And it's just all over.
And you're like, so it starts off going, oh, this is good. But then, of course, hot drink melts chocolate, melts in your hands, all you've got is goopy stuff. And you're like that. And she went, and I went,
what do you like again?
So I was like, oh, yeah, this is why you don't do it. She went, no. So like it is a thing that they have done, but you don't really do it because you want your hands.
It's a thing they tell tourists to do because they want them to look like twats with chocolate all over their hands. Yeah.
He's just a fair bit louder. I'm a bit louder. I'm still louder. I can bring myself down.
I don't know if that was an ancient update from before or whether
I think that might have been after.
Still be like, let us know. Do we still need to pump up?
What is
the jazz mic?
Pump up the jazz. Pump it up. Yeah, you have to kind of... Well, Alex is still louder.
Okay, there you go.
Let's see if I can bring myself down. I just bring myself down.
Yeah, bring yourself down. Like, call yourself...
There's no real quantifiable method in which you just kind of nudge it down a little bit. Bring Alex down, cunt.
Bring it down.
Yes. So much to talk about, but thanks very much for coming in.
Thank you, Will, for all of the gift subs to various people and for just owning that shit rather than
we really appreciate you, Will.
Anonymous. We love that. We love being able to say thank you to you rather than pseudo saying thanks to someone that is obviously you, but we can't deliberately, definitely say it's you.
I did kind of enjoy at the beginning where it was like he was like the Scarlet Pimpernel, and it's like we don't know who it is, or he's like Batman is like, I'm giving you some gift subs. It's like, thank you, hero, masked hero. But then after a while, it's a bit like Batman had forgotten like to, I don't know, do the eye makeup, so it's kind of clear who it was, and or some sort of bit of it.
Clark Kent forgot to put his take his
something like
glasses
that,
off
like
or whatever.
What's going on?
Put his glasses
Superman,
on.
what are you doing working for us? Thank God you're here, Clark Kent.
Apparently, you've still got an enormous ego. Is there a slider for that we can we can adjust?
No, there's no slider for that.
Many a person have been searching for the slider.
Yeah, they search for it all the right places, I can tell you that.
Movie epics have been made about it. It's basically what the plot of Indiana Jones is looking for the slider for Alex's ego.
It belongs in a museum. Yes. So how have you been?
Been all right. Yeah. I mean, you've obviously got lots of exciting stories about doing shit in Japan. I've just been fine. I've just lived, basically.
So many. I'll show you something straight off the bat that we made. I've described. There's so much stuff to tell you, and I don't know if this is necessarily completely the forum to do it, but I'll tell you some bits and pieces. But funny shit that comes to mind. There's no real plan because obviously so much shit happened. But it was a wonderful time in Japan, and it was a very balls to the wall, relentless train-a-thon as me and Aletha and Tom legged it, suitcases in hand.
Train-a-ton.
If it had been like Indiana Jones, you'd see my face, Aletha's face, and Tom's face on a little kind of train that was like do 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 do, like going with a little red line all the way behind us as we like basically, it was really when we got in there, we met up with Tom. Of the 14 days I was there, I was with Tom. We were with Tom for like 9 days. It was a serious amount of time, much more time than we thought we'd get a chance to spend with him.
Much time than you ever wanted.
Yeah, no. It was just like more time than he probably ever wanted. But actually, he seemed to be quite happy with the time. The kind of breakdown of the time. But in the early going, the quick version was we legged it up north. If you've got your maps out,
north. You went
wait,
north.
I do my map. Yeah, I can tell you. We went up north.
Here we go. It's the map. It's the map that doesn't translate well to television.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all right, actually.
It's not bad, is it?
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Especially in 4K, which is the format we broadcast in.
Yeah, I do like that. See, this is Tokyo here. And in the beginning, we went straight up to, this is Sendai here. And Sendai was a great town. And then we went to Aomori, which is Apple Town. A-Town, what up? This is all with Tom. That's Amore. And then we came down to Morioka to do a noodle challenge that we never did. And then back down to Tokyo, and where we got rid of Tom. And then me and Aletha went down to like Osaka and Kyoto. And the final phase was baseball, wrestling, cool shit, Tokyo, Tom, basically. It's like a reverse race across the world. Yeah, it is. It was like we fly in, spend a lot of time up north, see the cherry blossoms, come down here, see some old shit, come to Tokyo, go to loads of karaoke is basically it. So that's where it was. The map is dedication. It's a freezing player. Welcome in.
He's just a fucking nerd.
The map is crazy, isn't it? Well, I wanted to do this. Obviously, there's parts you can't see of the if you ever to get an actual map of Japan, you know that there's another island here, and then there's like an entire area, like Hiroshima's here, as it were. So we're in the very center. Is really all we did. But
yeah, Hiroshima, where you chased the wrestling away after seeing it in Tokyo.
Yes,
you scared it away, and it went to Hiroshima instead.
Yes, let me move that away.
It's gone to put the map away. I do believe it is Freezing Player because Freezing Player has also followed on Twitch.
Yes,
welcome back, Freezing Player.
Haven't seen you for ages, man. I hope you're still streaming and stuff.
Hope you're still cold.
Occasionally, I see you on Facebook doing shit. So. So, yeah, we went to this in no particular order, or there was a lot of eating food on skewers, getting on fast fucking trains.
Nice.
The default version of their fast fucking trains, the Shinkansen, their default version is better than any level of class we have.
Does not surprise me.
In England. And beautiful, running on time, train seats that recline. It's just beautiful stuff, and it wasn't even hard for them to do, Oh my God. So one of our favorite things was riding around on trains. But yeah, one of the things we did is there is a museum in Yokohama, which is just about 30 minutes outside of Tokyo.
Dedicated to his ego.
There is it's actually where Tom lives, and so we went down to see Tom lives and where he also studies. So we went down to Yokohama to see Tom, and there is also a cup noodle museum there, basically, in honor of the gentleman who first invented the cup noodle.
Mr. Cup Noodle, or Cup Noodle San.
His name is Ando. I can't remember if that's his first name or his surname, but his name is Ando.
Is it Cup Noodle Ando Water? Is that?
That's what it is. Just Ando Water.
Yeah.
He invented like dried ramen, like ramen packets, as it were, noodles, basically. He came up with this idea that we could just have a load of noodles, just like we know now. He was the guy that invented that. Loads and loads of stuff.
Shit, son. Loads of subs. Thank you very much.
I know. Boom. Thank you very much. Did you go to the Carmen Rider Cafe? No. But...
also, I don't think it's still open. I think they've Carmen closed it.
I did see some Carmen Rider merch at some point. I think I saw a Carmen Rider t-shirt or a Carmen Rider.
Probably will have done, yeah.
So I was, it was, I saw it enough and I noticed it and I thought about it at the time and I thought about Carmen Rider.
Yeah. I mean, guys, I would have been surprised, as much as it's a niche thing in most of the world, if you'd have not seen any like Kamen Rider or Super Sentai just around in Japan. I would have been very surprised.
Momofuku Ando, yeah, that's the guy who invented cut. He basically came up with this idea of freeze drying, spent a long time in a little shed, and there's a mock-up of his shed you can go in the museum where he's boiling everything and like trying to work out how to get the noodles, and then everyone loves noodles. How can we? Yeah, mad science in his little hut down the end of his garden, and he just sat in there with his big boiling stuff and worked out how to basically freeze dry it and dry it so that you could take it in the way we all know and love now. And then
in the way that Pot Noodle ripped off immediately and probably gave this guy no credit or royalties.
Yeah, at the time that was just his method of doing just the ramen bit. And then that was about the early 70s, and about like 14 or 15 years later, he was on a fact-finding trip to America, and he noticed that people were doing the noodle stuff, but they'd have to provide their own mug to put it in. They were working, so they'd boil it and then stick it in a mug, and they were like, if only there was a method to include a cup with it. So back to his shed went Ando.
To the shed!
To the shed! And so he went back to the shed and he worked out after, like how far does he need to drop? We have to make sure that the noodles suspend so there's enough space at the bottom. He went into great detail how to do it. And eventually he worked out to do a well-known cup noodle brand simply called Cup Noodle. And when you go there, you can make your own cup noodle. And I will show you the one I made.
Like what, just an existing cup noodle flavor, or you can mix your own kind of flavor, or... Oh, I'm gonna know.
Oh, you're gonna know. There it is.
Oh yeah, I've seen that brand. Yeah.
Cup noodle. And you can make your own. So basically, they say you can have this one is curry. There's a seafood one, a curry one, a standard one, and a tomato chili one. So when you go there, you get a choice of which version of that. I went for curry, and then you can have 4 ingredients to put in there. And there's like a dozen ingredients of stuff you can put in. And
all dry, I assume.
All dry.
Yeah.
And then you put it in here, and you put your cup in the thing. It's just given to you as a cup, and then you put it in there, and it kind of goes chung 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 through its thing. And then they take it in, and then they say which ones would you like you're at Subway, and you're like blop blop blop, and then they seal the top of it, and then they put the thing through, and they shrink wrap it. But before that, you get to make your own design.
You got to take that up to the cameraman. Thank you for the follow, Ellie Clark. Nice to see you. Nice to meet you. Let us know where you've come from.
So you get to make your own design of cup noodle. So I did mine.
A, always. B, C, cupping, obviously.
Yeah, there's its time when it's going to run out. And there's a picture of a cup.
What?
2 hands cupping, you can say.
2 hands cupping. There you go.
Yeah.
What is the expiry? It has an expiry?
It has 30 days. That's the day I did it. So that was the 22nd of April.
I suppose because it's not actually vacuum sealed like a normal cup ramen would be. There is just air trapped in it, and the surface of it will get moldy and shit. So you do have an expiry, I guess.
Once they put my things in it, and in it, I think was what they defined as mystery meat, beef, garlic, and onions is what's in there. And there were lots of options and stuff, and some seafood options. And then they put it in there, and then they put the cup noodle top on it, and then they basically put it through this heat sealed thing that seals it all up.
So you are yet to actually eat it then?
No, I've never eaten it.
Are you going to at any point?
Yes,
Right.
yeah, I absolutely will. But it's weird. But yeah, so I decided to always be cupping because that. I mean, how could I not?
It's on brand, yeah.
Yeah, right. 1 month from the date. So the date there was the 22nd of April. So I've got until the 22nd of May to eat it, roughly. Well,
And that's maths.
Kind of, yeah. So nobody asked what he's cupping. And I just wanted to suggest that I was lewdly cupping something that I shouldn't be. But yeah, really good. So that's, if you ever go to Yokohama, it's a really great museum, lots of space. It feels like a design museum. It's a really big, clean, empty, open space, but you too can make your own cup. And upstairs, they've got a little kind of food court bit where noodles from around the world, so you can go and try different types of noodles from different places. So it's really good. If you go to Yokohama...
You probably need to like noodles, though. If you don't like noodles, it's probably not the place for you.
Yeah.
Although that's probably true of Japan in general. If you don't like noodles, it's probably not the place for you.
So there you go. Yeah, Japan's novelty items. There's so much of it, really. And obviously we went to a lot of places where they had the gachapon machines where you're kind of putting in your 300 yen or whatever and turning it. And one of the things obviously I got was a little Undertale keychain, a little Toriel keychain, which was incredible. That was in the lobby of our hotel, the first hotel we're at. I'm like, come on, I've got to play the Undertale gachapon. And I went in there, and there's lots of options you can get of all the characters that are in Undertale, and I managed to nail Toriel straight out the. There's a secret one. There's like you have to keep playing. It's like surprise one.
There's a mystery one.
There's a mystery one. Had I known that when I read it, I would have kept playing.
But considering you got the one you wanted on the first try, that you weren't particularly incentivized to keep going.
And I also hadn't unfolded the options that revealed that until just when I got back. So but
it's a bit late now, yeah. Definitely a bit late now.
So yeah, big fan of my always be cupping.
Well, in the vein of creating, I suppose the only thing that I have done in the month that you have been away, I haven't actually completed or followed through on. I've got some stuff.
Oh yeah,
and then not done anything with it.
Oh, you've got some stuff. What have you? Wait, what have you got?
So,
I think I know about it. You say,
do, yeah. So I, in the way that I often do, and my wife will attest to this, I get an idea in my head, and that isn't going anywhere, and I'm like, I'm going to do that, and that's happening.
I see.
So I decided that wouldn't it be great if I could make my own T-shirts just on a whim.
I love this though.
Just on a whim, make any design I want, and just throw it on a T-shirt and wear it that same day. So I did my due diligence and did my YouTube research as
I love that.
As is tradition for any purchase. You've got to find out what you're buying by watching a million YouTube video reviews and all that kind of shit. And I bought a T-shirt heat press, and I bought a vinyl cutter and the heat transfer vinyl. So then you put the design in on the computer, the thing cuts it out, and then you can press it on.
Oh, okay.
And also, if I wanted something more intricate, like a photo or something like that, there are loads of companies that I can just send my design to, and they'll
make
it to me on a piece of paper, and I put it through
That's really cool.
My press. But like something like this, which is just 2 colours, 3 colours, just layer it in vinyl. It'd be really easy to do.
That sounds exciting.
Yeah, I didn't make this. This is a gift from him.
Yes, from when I went to the wrestling.
Crowns up for the United Empire.
Yeah, they have a complicated thing. I don't know what they do.
It's just like that.
Oh, is it?
But together.
Together.
To make it look like a crown.
I should go and get mine. I've got one too. Both wearing the thing. But yeah, when we went to the wrestling, because going to see Japanese wrestling is a thing you should do in Japan.
Yeah.
And they were the best thing we saw. Well, I felt they were the best thing. I thought they were all individually excellently individual wrestlers all together as a group of 5 badasses. Do you know, there's one guy in there called Great O'Khan.
I like Great O'Khan.
I like Great O'Khan. And whenever they just shout the surname.
So that's what Japanese
O'Khan!
people do. Yeah.
O'Khan!
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 Naito!
Naito! Akira! I'm like...
Yeah, that's the one thing about like Japanese wrestling culture I don't understand. I understand all of the rest of it and how they don't really like get all raucous and things like people do around the world. But I don't really get the shouting of names, and it doesn't even seem to be at any particular time. It's just randomly.
Yeah,
you sat there and all of a sudden you're just compelled to go Naito.
Yeah,
Naito. But yeah, I'm
thing that
busy. I'm
annoyed
busy,
me-
love. Can you leave me the fuck alone?
They did do the British ones, but there's a guy there called Callum Newman, and no one was shouting like Newman because it sounds like such an English word. And I really wanted to have this very English person shouting
Newman,
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 and Newman. I should have done. I never did that, but I was like caught up watching it. I didn't really.
Newman.
Excuse me.
Newman.
Felt a bit kabuki. It is a bit kabuki.
It could be. That could be where it comes from.
I feel
possibly
like there's definitely, kind of yeah, absolutely, it is.
Warm there, Jez. Yeah, it is. Yeah, my face does this.
Matt's here. Welcome in, Matt. Lots of lovely people coming in.
Provocation.
If you are watching this and you don't know what's going on, I'm Alex. This is Jez. This is Don't Get Me Started. We're catching up on some stuff that happened because I recently went to Japan, and so there's random stuff that we're talking about. We've got some little girthy Japanese snacks.
It's been a while. The return of the girthy...
Return of the snack.
Girthy Japanese crisp.
Once again. But yeah, and if you're watching this for the first time, or maybe not, as it were, or just lurking around, thanks very much for coming in. We do get angry and vexed about shit that you bring up, and we'll just randomly talk. There'll be various segments. It's going to be a lot of fun, so stay with us and chat your...
I'll tell you what we could do, if potentially we care. I'm not sure we do, but maybe we could transition into This Is Happening.
Let's do it.
And those cunts can tell us what they've been doing.
We want to know what you've been doing.
Kind of, maybe. In the segment that we like to call This Is Happening.
In a world filled with haps and naps, two men have risen above to bring you This Is Happening.
Alex just shaking his maracas through the theme.
I'm loving the production of this show. Thank you very much. Thanks, man. Glad you're here. Missed you, man. He loves girthy Japanese snacks as well.
Who doesn't love girthy Japanese
right?
snacks? Are we eating the girthy Japanese snacks, by the way? I'm not sure how much longer I can have them next to me and not just put it
You
in
can
my
eat them
face.
now if you want. I mean,
Yeah?
I don't think I'm going to like them, but you
Really?
can. Yeah, I definitely don't like the takoyaki one.
Oh, the takoyaki one is lovely.
because that's octopus. This one's octopus.
This one is
Slightly
we
fishy.
decided mendai, which we had to Google, and it's like a salmon-based thing. So do you think you won't like that one as well?
I don't think I will.
Oh, that's a shame. Looks like I'm eating both.
You can eat both of them. Like, if I really want to, I've got a little
cattle.
I've got a snack over there that I can have.
From.
And I could also make my cup noodle thing. You know.
Okay. Let's do the mendai, which
While you're doing that, I'll
sure
say
is
to
mendai actually, but
yes. So this is happening. The segment where you tell us what you've been doing. Your haps and naps. Haps are good things and naps are bad things. All the good things and all the bad things. Can they still use the?
No.
Go fuck yourself. Just say haps on naps, basically, with the little stuff.
Yeah, because we're cross-platform now. You can watch us on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter, or X, or whatever the fuck Elon Musk calls it nowadays. Yeah, you can't really use channel points in the same way because it would just be in one place.
Thank you, Matt. Yes, I had a wonderful time in Japan. It was
Look, it's the same colour as my face.
very exciting. That's very orange. That's a really seriously orange.
I don't really know how to describe the smell of that.
Yeah,
It doesn't smell fishy.
no.
It kind of smells... I don't even know. As like a food describer person
As
to
a food describer.
to try and get you in on the experience. I'm at a loss. I just put it actually on my nose. Didn't want to do that. Okay,
Oh,
maybe the taste will.
Angela Lansbury was falling over there.
Make
a little
me
bit.
more
I'll make
articulate.
sure she's okay. Man, that's crunchy. How did that sound? How's it taste?
Good actually.
Yeah?
Doesn't taste like it smells.
No. We're going to go through all your haps and naps in just a moment. We're going to find out all about it. This looks so fucking weird.
I've had this flavour
Joe,
before.
welcome in. Sorry, I talked across you.
It's fine.
Yeah. I
Yes.
saw Joe.
Hello, Joe. Hello, Joe. I've definitely had this flavour before, and I still can't describe it. It's yummy. There you go. That's all I've got. It's yummy.
Awesome. ASMR crunching. Bit of mukbang. Oh, you know how much I hate that word, but I'm not done doing it. It was a big crunch. Girthy crisping. If you want a girthy crisp, you can go to Japan and win them. These were won. We don't have the video. Maybe we can get the video in for next time. But there's a video on my phone of Aletha actually winning these in the machine in one of the many arcades. Aletha got pretty fucking obsessed with the crane game and crane game variants. It's particularly one where ultimately there's it's like a penny pusher, so it's constantly pushing not pennies but stuff you're going to win in a kind of a like thing like that, and then it has a scoop that scoops up more of the stuff, and then when you decide to drop it, it drops it onto the thing and then just falls off basically. But like penny pushers doesn't a lot of the time.
Yeah, you don't win, I would assume.
And sometimes when you command this scoop to scoop, it scoops nothing and then deposits
so much
nothing.
in the same way as a crane will go like and just not do it. Does the scoop just kind of go like
it is like this. It's like a little kind of arm,
like a half
and a kind of a thing, and it kind of goes like
fast scoopy.
It kind of scoops into it like a little scoop hand, and sometimes you can get loads of stuff, and it will just drop it on there. And in one of them, when we were in Yokohama, we were searching for a video game we could play, like an arcade game where you get to flip a table. There's a game where there's a physical table. You know how they come up with more interactive physical things for you to push or spin or touch or slam or drum or whatever the things. In the pursuit of that, they made one game where you get angry at home is the concept, I think, and you just fucking flip the table. So there's a plastic table and you have to flip it. And she'd heard that this existed,
sound pretty fun, actually.
but it wasn't prevalent.
You couldn't find it anywhere.
No, we only knew that it was in the arcade at Yokohama because they have a kind of a theme park there. So we went in, we found it. It was broken from too many people.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me.
Flipping the fucking table.
Flip constantly is designed to be fucked up, gets fucked up. That's not really surprising. Yeah.
Is this video gaming the love? It's a bit like that. It's like a real thing you could grab and flip. But despite that, we hung around there, and Aletha found another one of these scoopy things and putting stuff in. It was Mario based, and she was just scooping up kind of little Mario Karts and little coins and little flowers and all this, everything you can imagine in Mario was getting scooped up, and she could not miss. She could not stop winning. All she was doing was just scooping stuff. We were like, someone's going to come over and tell her to like, I'm sorry, madam, you're going to have to fucking leave this place. She was just like, fucking.
Excuse me, Mum. Can you stop counting Marios, please?
yeah.
Stop counting the Marios.
If you want a tiny souvenir from Japan that's Mario based, I'm sure she could get you something like a little coin. They're really quite nice, actually. She's got quite a lot of random shit.
Hat.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and like she says, I said at the time, like, you can't stop putting money in, but it really, in the grand scheme of things, wasn't all that much, really. One of the fuck off their mind. Oh no, I'm sure she would do it because she's going to discover that. What are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it?
Just going to glue it all to your wall.
It's going to be up there as it is. One of the things that you kind of it's not just crane games. The classic crane games are everywhere, but one of the ones was like a big hole and
giggly
big hole, but the hole had like little kind of jaggedy out bits, like making the hole smaller, effectively. So big plastic supporting sticky bits.
Vagina dentata got you.
And right, and on top of that was a pile of stuff. And in some cases it was like cup noodles, and other cases it was boxes of like toys and stuff like that. But one was boxes of little chocolate pies, and so they're all big piled up over this hole. Now the way this works, therefore, is then there's lights that go all around it, and you have to stop it. And wherever the light stops, we'll remove one of these supporting sticks. And obviously there's about 12 of them around this thing. So if you get it, it drops. But that's probably one alone is probably not enough to let the whole thing drop.
Yeah.
You've got to get a few more.
So much like the kind of penny pushes and stuff, if you like set it up and then go and get some change, some motherfucker's going to come in and remove your last bar and take all your shit.
Yeah, right. And I'll tell you about that in a minute. But yeah, so yes, you've got to make sure you've got enough change to do it. So the other thing about this thing is that only some of the lights drop away a little thing. Not everything does. Some of them, if you miss, just never had one.
Right.
So if you relentlessly hit that one, and you just will relentlessly throw in 100 yen, 100 yen, 100 yen, 100, and you'll never get it. So you've got to hope that you get the right ones. And of course, if you hit one that is a stick, and you take it away, and you get it again, you've already got that one. So the further you go through, the harder it becomes to take the stuff out. You look at it, think, oh, I'll just take that one, and that one, and that one. And Aletha played this game for so long.
Yeah, it does sound dangerous. I would be all over that shit.
And the thing was, she couldn't leave, so she'd be giving me 1,000 yen notes, and I'd go off to the change machine and then bring her back 10 coins. She would slam them in
There's
there.
a kid lurking in the shadows with his popcorn, or just a bag, like a pot,
some
popcorn,
some
pot
chocolate
full of
pies,
change, waiting for you to leave.
Yeah, I didn't believe. I was like, 1,000 yen is £5, and she's done £5, now she's done another £5, and she's like had some money already, so she's probably a few. I'm like, I said, come on, we've done like 20 objects. Like, she's like, no, I think I can do this. Because in fairness to her, she got loads of them, but the way it's set up is obviously done so that you can't just get them. And by the way, when I finally saw enough of this, there's actually, of the 2 prongs that are sitting there, they've put a bit of plastic over the top to make it, and that's fucking cheeky, right? To kind of like go, oh, and all the stuff that's on top of it means you can't see. They've kind of cheated you a little bit.
Yeah.
But on the, with one last throw of 100 yen, she hit the right one, and all of these fucking pies came tumbling. She won like 7 boxes of these. So now we got the shit. She won it all, and like we ended up with like so many of them, basically.
It seems like an unreasonable amount to spend, but I literally went there to spaff my money on shit exactly like that. Yeah, it's like when you go to Vegas, isn't it? It's like you know that you're gonna blow your money on bullshit stuff. Yeah. Like you've gone there with this is money I have allocated to dropping shit on bullshit. That's totally reasonable.
Precisely. So in that regard, Aletha just like brought the house down to this thing, and it was actually a great feeling to see it all tumble down, and we just walked away with this stuff.
When it comes crashing down and it hurts inside.
Boop, 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 I'll tell you something. At one point, we were in one place. They've got a chain of amusements called Round One, and
Fight.
Indeed, which I think we said quite a lot. Because how can you not? It's a good name.
It's compelling.
So there's various floors of this, and it is claw machines, music machines, rhythm machines, machines where you're getting like medals, like tickets, effectively, and then exchanging them. Video games, and then there's a whole thing of like karaoke bowling, and then there's one section which is just all sports. So you can go and play tennis, you can go into batting cages, you can do archery, you can do table tennis, you can do football. So it's basically, and then what you can do is you pay a certain amount of money for as long as you want to be there, and you just hang out in this place playing sports and video games and stuff. For all you can consume.
Sounds incredible.
And there's an all you can eat and an all you can drink ticket as well. You know how this fucking company's going to work, right? So you go along, you drop your kids off there, or you drop yourself off there, and you go, we want to be here for 3 hours. Here's my money, and I'm just going to fucking go hog wild on it. So that was kind of where we went. And when we first got into the first floor, it was all claw games. And as I'll go on to at some point later, Tom is really into the claw games. And he loves Snoopy. When he first went there, he got really into Snoopy, and there's various pictures of him wearing a Snoopy hat when he went to a theme park. It's all a whole Snoopy thing. And he saw this Snoopy, and we didn't know where he'd gone. We were trying to win our own. I was trying to win some corn snacks. I was like, really getting him on the edge. You motherfucker! And I don't know where he went. And he went to try and get Snoopy, and then he came back.
Get that fucking Snoopy.
And he came back, and he said he was really angry. And what happened was, he'd almost won the Snoopy, and he got the Snoopy right to the edge. He'd run out of yen. He dashed to get some more yen, and when he got back,
some fucking kid
2 kids who had been watching him the whole time were walking away with the Snoopy.
Motherfuckers.
And he was so fucking annoyed.
Have you no shame?
It was terrible.
Honestly.
Welcome in, Rooster.
Hey man, good to see you.
Good to see you.
It's been a while. Yes, long time no rant. We're not very ranty today.
Can be.
The clue is not in the name in terms of don't get me started. But let's run through some of their haps and naps.
Yes, let's do that.
And then maybe we'll get incredulous about something or other.
Yes.
Let's see here. Right, hap from Aletha, obviously winning snacks.
Winning snacks, yeah. Very happy.
Snacks that have been won and snacks that are winning.
Yes.
In the Charlie Sheen kind of way. Hap from Will. Got half the garden done despite the ducking rain. Yeah, I did do my garden a bit actually while you were away. So yeah,
that's nice.
Done some garden. Probably about 3/4 done. Not that it's a competition, Will, but if it was, I've won.
I love that. Harmstone's finally getting my ear sorted. What's wrong with your ear? What's in your ear?
He can hear himself.
So I
gotta put a stop to this.
I gotta just get.
Can hear my
I better do the other one.
fucking voice.
Finally.
Oh, that's better. I've gone deaf.
Is there a stickle brick in it? Because that's what happened to somebody I went to school with.
How do you fit a stickle brick in your ear, especially as a child?
I don't know how he did it.
Fucking
I don't know
hell.
how he did it.
But yeah, if you put a stickle brick in your ear, that's not coming out.
Stickle brick is such a stupid thing. It's a very stupid young British fucking toy.
What is it? Like, I don't get kids. Like, even when I was a kid, I don't get. Like, why are you putting shit in your ear and up your nose? You stupid fucking
stop.
Like, I don't care how old you are. Don't do that shit. You fucking
hell.
idiot. Unbelievable.
Hap. I'm sure Keris is happy about this. Hap says, Matt, I saw Bon Jovi in Swansea on Saturday night. Someday I'll be Saturday night. I hope he did someday. Oh, well, Bon Jovi experience. Not actual Bon Jovi. A Welsh tribute
Bon
band.
Jovi's not going to fucking Swansea. Like, of all the places in the world, he's not going to Swansea.
Hello, Swansea! Hey, man, I'm alive. Everyone's like, woo!
Yeah, no. I know they've just built a nice new arena in Swansea.
Oh, really?
But they still haven't had anything good in it yet, I don't think. So, yeah.
Except-
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed the Bon Jovi experience. Yeah, very nice.
That's the strange thing about people don't really give a fuck who's singing their song. I'm sure they would prefer to see the actual Bon Jovi. But if you go down, my friend was quite into AC/DC, and an AC/DC tribute band went to his local pub in Ashford.
Did they have a fun name?
Honestly, they probably did.
I mean, of all the bands that can be parodied, like AC/DC, there are so many names you could pull out. Even if you just reversed it and just DC/AC.
I don't remember
fine.
what it was. I'll find it up. I mean, it might have been just the name of one of their songs. I don't think I can name many AC/DC songs. So, like, what's the one that's like, like Thunderstruck or something like that? Like, it might have been called that. But, I mean, my favorite is If You Want Blood, which I really think would be my wrestling intro. I don't know if you know it.
No, I don't. No.
It's really good. If you hear If You Want Blood by AC/DC, you'll be like, oh, yes, I want that as my intro.
Yeah.
But back off. I'm surprised no one's done it yet. It's really good, I think.
The royalties are probably ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, at every press conference after an AEW event, Tony Khan always flexes how much money he spent on royalties to give someone like a special entrance song for a night. It's like,
wow,
we get it, Tony. You're rich. Shut the fuck up.
Did they pile drive him because he had his neck in a brace on the NFL draft?
Pile driven. Yes. Yeah.
No.
With the sole purpose of trying to get some exposure from the NFL draft. Yeah, as somebody who is not a general manager, but like an assistant to a general manager on the team that his dad owns. Yeah. And he went on NFL Network in his neck brace to sell being pile driven by the Young Bucks, and then decided to go beyond that and say that WWE was the Harvey Weinstein of wrestling.
Wow!
Yeah, shots fired.
Wow! What does he mean by that? Does he mean that people within WWE are sexually assaulting people within their business?
That is exactly what he means. Yes. Yeah. 100%. That is the intention.
I have understood completely what Tony Khan meant. Yeah. Look, well, listen. I don't know how to comment on that aside to say Vince McMahon's not there anymore. So maybe it's. I don't know that you can really say it, but hey, maybe it'd be better discussed on a wrestling podcast, like the main event.
You can bet your ass that we will be discussing it on the main event podcast on Thursday, 8 o'clock on my channel.
But I love the fact that people will go. I mean, when my mate went to see the AC/DC thing, and like when you go to see any of these things, nobody really gives a fuck that it's not real as long as the songs are played reasonably well. You see these things like Queen, a kind of Queen, or what's it'll be called? Like instead of a kind of magic, a kind of Queen, and there'll be a Queen tribute. I'm uncertain about Queen tribute acts because I think it's the one thing where you surely can't be as good as Freddie Mercury.
Freddie Mercury was one of a kind, wasn't he? But
you can't do. I mean, how good you need to be like, a George Michael tribute? I mean, he sang really, really well. I mean, how? I don't know.
Really, really well-ish. It's only George Michael. Let's not get too excited.
I think that he had a really very strong and decent voice. I think if you tried to do that, you
strong and decent, sure, but not necessarily wholly unique in the same way.
No,
of a
Freddie Mercury is very distinct.
He's emulatable, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's fair. But there are so many Queen tribute bands. I just don't think. I can't.
In the Queen tribute bands are usually headed by like a fat white bloke with curly hair.
And I'm like, surely everyone's going to be, after a couple of songs, like, I think we should go. This is so fucking weird. But anyway, yes. Joe, Empire done, CP approaching. Yeah, this is live action roleplay chat. And
I thought it was child porn chat.
Here's not. No, still no.
Right.
Empire.
Stop calling it child porn then.
No, it's all in your head.
It's not. It's written right there.
It's
it says
not.
CP.
It says Curious Pastimes.
It says CP.
It says civil penalty. This is an entirely different thing as well.
If you don't want your shit associated with child porn, stop naming it child porn. It's quite
what are you
difficult.
talking about?
CP means child porn. It doesn't mean anything else.
It just simply doesn't. It's so weird. Everyone says it, and no one has ever said this at CP.
Well, of course not, because they don't want to out themselves.
That would be weird.
Yeah.
I don't know why no
They
one's
all know.
it. They don't know.
They all
You
know.
were the first person that said this. Anyway,
I was going to say Google it, but don't Google it.
Of course I'm not going to. Well, it'll just come up with a civil penalty or something like that.
There are several penalties for it. Yeah, it's illegal.
Yeah.
CP is illegal, folks.
It's not.
It's very illegal.
It's not illegal. We're all going to it.
It's illegal. Anyway.
Jo went to Empire, which was last weekend, but she's coming to this weekend's event, basically.
United Empire.
United Empire.
Crowns up.
Wait, hang on. How am I doing it? No, I'm doing the wrong thing. Shit, where's that guy?
Something like that.
Freezing player Zach got all A's in my latest semester at art school, and started my expansion of music bingo in a new province. I hope he's still here, by the way.
I require all the context.
I know.
I have no idea what those are. Certainly words, but they are very exciting.
I sincerely hope he's
words.
still here, but I understand getting all A's in your latest semester at art school. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, getting A's in anything is incredible.
That's really cool. But I love that you're running music bingo he is the Canadian music bingo don. Do you know what I mean? He's like the guy. He's like kind of sending, just expanding his musical bingo, which presumably is everyone gets a bingo sheet with names of songs on it, and when you play that song, you cross it off, basically.
Okay.
So instead of getting like numbers on it saying 60, 20, and then when you take out 20, you cross it off, you have something that says Someday I'll Be Saturday Night by Bon Jovi. And as soon as it goes, everyone's like, oh, it's fucking Someday I'll Be Saturday, and they cross it off.
Oh, that does sound pretty neat, actually. I like that.
And that's what he's doing. Only it won't be Someday I'll Be Saturday Night, it'll be Living on a Prayer. And it'll be like, and everyone
you don't want to make it too difficult for yourself.
And then everyone sings along, right? Because it's fun.
Yeah.
And then you go on to the next one.
Yeah. It's like a much more fun version of pub golf without the drinking.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah. Right. We've been away from the chat for a while because we've been up in the haps and naps. So now we're going to catch up on the things that we were talking about that you've replied to.
Yes.
Harmstone, about his ears, had pressure issues for a bit. Under pressure.
Pressure's going to drop on you.
Finally went to the docks. Yeah. What the fuck is a stickle brick?
You're a fucking stickle brick.
There you go. That answers that. And we don't want to put you in our ears.
Stickle bricks were stupid plastic little bricks of varying shapes and sizes with jaggedy bits.
He's making this more complicated. They were bricks made of stickle. Okay? Hope that clears it up.
Yeah. That's it. That's true. They were made of stickle.
Hap, says Karis, I'm off to Ford Fiesta this weekend.
But they're spelt double F.
Mark 1, Mark 2, 3? What are they on now? Mark 6? Ford Fiesta?
Ford.
It's been around for a long time.
Fiesta. It sounds like a Welsh thing. It's got a double F in it. Is this a
Ford Fiesta?
It sounds like a thing.
It is a nerd convention for author Jasper Fforde. That's all the information I have.
I like this
about Jasper Fforde.
I see.
He writes books.
Ford Fiesta. That's such a great name.
They seem to be about Jane Eyre or some shit. That's all I got.
Here are some names for people. Fake CDC.
That's a good one. Nice, Rooster. Yeah. ABCD. That works too.
ABCD.
Yeah, I like that. Nice one, Joe. Any others?
No one's gonna. No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Did we miss any between when we skipped?
No, I have been.
Okay, cool.
Been paying attention.
Nap, hay fever sucks. I blame the sexist town planners.
I mean, that's a take. I will.
These sexy town planners. Why have they caused you to have hay fever? The sexist
have they only put like girl pollen out across town or something?
Girl pollen.
I'm confused how they're sexist. So yeah, more information needed. Yeah.
Next time I play that song on stream, I'll dedicate it to you, Alex. Do you mean someday I'll be Saturday night? Because I keep singing. Hey, man, I'm alive. I fucking love that song. That great song. It gets a bit weird. Child protection in my head. Man, CP stands for a lot of things.
Yeah, maybe it shouldn't stand for your game. Maybe it should change its name.
Our game was here first.
I don't think it was.
It's been here before
I think children have been around a bit longer than your game.
No, but the concept of CP being meaning something else is clearly clearly shorter. Because I've been playing this game for 20 years, and you're the only one that's mentioned it like a year ago. So, I mean, time-wise, Jez, you're the only person I've seen say that.
I will not accept any opinions from anybody within the CP community. Okay. For the rest of us out in the real world, know that it stands for that and won't have anything to do with it. Thank you.
We still here. Nailed it. This is exactly what is a bingo thing. Oh, yeah. We just got an expansion to the Caymans, but I had to turn down the setup because of family things holding me down into Canada. Like, I'm trying to remember the name of the place. I think he lives in like Medicine Hat or somewhere like that. That's the name of the town he lives in.
Could you stop being so fucking cool, please?
Well, because he's got a name like Medicine Hat. I swear it's something like that.
Doing all the cool, getting A's, doing the cool bingo shit, living in a place called Medicine Hat.
Medicine Hat.
I'm like, save some cool for the rest of us, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Honestly. There you go. Someone else says it, says Aletha, and will changed.
And Will changed all the names of the groups.
I see. There was no capital letter, so
not say CP.
To not say CP. Because he said search engines and bots know, and their SEO wasn't working because of it. That makes it worse, actually. That people were finding curious pastimes looking for other things.
In fairness, I never type CP in to find CP.
Well, of course not, because you know what it stands for.
Well, because I won't find it properly, because curious... By the way, if you type in curious, it never comes up pastimes. It's going to be something else, like Curious Brew or something like that. You only use CP...
Can I just say as well, it's not like it's even a good name. Curious Pastimes is a shit name.
You should tell them that.
I will.
You should.
I will go there for the sole purpose of saying, look, this is a shit name. Stop fucking gatekeeping it, you bunch of bellends.
I love it.
Just change the fucking name so it isn't CP anymore.
Name.
It's not difficult. Stop being a stubborn motherfucker and just change it to something good.
I think we're going to keep it.
Do you want suggestions? Because I can think of better ones sat on the fucking toilet. Change your name, you stupid bastards. Honest to God. See, I knew we'd get started.
There we are.
Yeah.
Got the immunity idol. Did you send it to him?
I finally sent it.
I must be happy about that.
I tidied my mantelpiece and found it buried under some stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. I decorated my living room. I did do stuff while you were away.
Nice.
I just forgot it all. Yeah.
Is your living room a different colour now?
It is, yeah.
I didn't notice it.
You didn't notice it when you came around on Saturday.
Well, I didn't spend a lot of time.
No, we weren't in there very long.
No. Although when I sat in there, my brain was saying to me,
something is wrong.
There's something is different here. But I never got down to it because we kept talking about wrestling and shit. It's a collection of fans of the Jasper 4 books, which if you like books, you'll love. It's very clever and funny writing.
I've heard them talking about it. It doesn't sound very funny or very clever. But...
Have you not heard about the whole male tree issue? Too many male trees. They spaff their pollen everywhere.
I mean, that does sound like men.
It sounds like they're taking the piss.
It sounds like they're taking the piss, but
they are.
It also sounds like consistent with men. Yeah. Jez is the only one brave enough to mention it. Fuck the system!
Don't do
Fuck
this.
the system!
I don't agree with Jez.
You do believe with Jez.
I was in Medicine Hat. He's in Victoria now. Okay.
I mean, Victoria, BC is pretty cool as well. Yeah. The name Curious Pastimes. C. Hereby ratified, even though not in the category.
Jeremy's coming to LARP. I would love it. I'd love it.
I'm not staying. Don't get excited. I'm coming there shouting at people and then leaving. But you'll get a lift at least. There you go.
Oh, that's nice.
I was overwhelmed by the green wrestling on the TV.
Yeah, it was very green.
Yeah, well, it was the United Empire.
Yeah.
They were up next. Yeah, there you go.
Maybe I'll go and put my t-shirt on.
Yes. Well, not only did did you not notice, but when you came round for Ticket to Ride Legacy on the weekend, Matt Moat didn't notice either.
Okay.
And he is more excited about us decorating than you, because he is very excited to see the floating shelves when we do them, and brought me round
the angle grinder. Not the angle grinder, the miter saw.
The miter saw, that's it. I couldn't remember what type of saw it was, but it's... Does that not describe the type of saw it is? You put the thing in, it goes... and makes nice, neat cuts. He brought that round and said, I'm excited to see the shelves, but didn't notice that the room was a different colour.
No, well, I came in, saw you doing that, sat in ostensibly your seat, looked up at the thing.
Not even ostensibly, physically, actually...
Sat in your seat, looked at the thing, then you came in, you stood there, so I talked to you like that.
I stood there like, get out of my seat, and it didn't work.
And I'm like, nah. And then but I didn't think we'd be there for long. We chat,
we were.
and then we left. And all I was looking at was you, and you hadn't changed colour.
No, not like tonight.
No. Town planners were all, female trees make fruit, which falls off and makes a mess, so we should save this by only planting male ones, but that means a lot of pollen.
Well, today I learned...
I had no idea.
It sounds totally realistic, and I believe it, and fuck the system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The mitosaur, characterized by its scaly body and star-shaped spines, became extinct shortly after the meteor hit. The mitosaur.
Love it.
And its mouth is like this, and it goes...
And it sounds like an angle grinder, despite being a saw.
Some types of tree have both male and female, and some types of tree are one or the other. I feel like this is April the 1st, and people are taking the piss.
We did miss April the 1st. Maybe they're like, we've got to get it in.
It doesn't... I never thought about plants having different... being male or female.
Where does a tree hide its cock? Because it's not just dangling.
I mean... Plants, flowers, have like a stamen. And then, like the
massive stamen.
Yeah, but I presume they were all basically the same. I mean, I don't really want to. This feels very sciencey. Yeah, but we are the foremost scientists in the stream. We're allowed to be.
We may not be wearing our lab coats right now, but we do know the science.
Yeah, we understand the science.
Never let it be forgot that we know the science.
Flowers have stamen.
It's got men in it. So
yeah.
You know that's the boy bit.
It's stamen men. Alleluia. Yes. No. I didn't know, but I don't have hay fever, so I don't give a shit.
I didn't give a fuck because I haven't got hay fever either.
I don't have
it.
Well, listen. I think we've this has happened enough. Really.
I think we have as well. Yeah. Now, I think now is probably the time to move on to our next segment.
Please.
And this has been a long time coming. Like, I have had somebody wanting some advice from you for over a month now, because I mugged them off when we were last on as well. So I'm going to move into the segment that we call Agony with Alex.
Listen, you'll take my advice and you'll fucking like it. That's still so funny.
There's that ego again.
You'll take my advice and you'll fucking like it.
Every now and again, the full versions of those pictures come up on my television because I have it set to whatever like photos I've taken on my phone. They come up on the television periodically. So every now and again, I'm just sat there like casually having a drink or eating some food, and you'll be like, I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, Alex. Honestly.
Agony.
In case it's not blindingly fucking obvious, Agony with Alex is the segment in which you write in with your problems, and he, I don't want to say solves, that's too strong a word, he
listens,
comments on them.
I hear them.
That's about all we can promise.
And then we move on.
Yeah. We tell you that you're a cunt and shame you a bit, and then move the fuck on.
Well, I don't give it away, but yes, we will do that.
It's a bit formulaic in that way. Expect to be called a cunt at some point. Are you ready?
I was born ready. You're right there.
Dear Alex.
Hello.
I can often smell my girlfriend's butt during sex in doggy.
Shut your mouth. Oh my God. There's no
There's more letter, Alex.
You didn't want to warm up to it. You didn't want to say, I've been going out with my girlfriend for 3 years.
I mean,
we live. You just went straight in, didn't
why
you?
bury the lead?
No, right, quite. It has not buried the lead. Not burying anything anywhere, frankly, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, so sorry. I'm so sorry. You took me by surprise there with this, but carry on. Say it again. Go on.
Let's try this again. From the top.
Yes.
Dear Alex.
Hello.
I can often smell my girlfriend's butt during sex in doggy. It's been raised. I'm not sure if it means
the subject?
the butt or the subject, but it does have to go up for doggy. That's how that works. It's been raised, but the situation remains the same. What am I to make of this? My girlfriend, 35,
now we're getting into it,
and I, 37, have been together for over a decade, but this has always been a problem.
It's been 10 years of noticing this and has not managed to resolve it. I can't help feeling like you brought it up one time, didn't get solved, and now you're like, it's a bit like when you don't know someone's name, and it's like, I guess I'll never know their name. It's been 10 years. Is it Colin? I don't know. She needs a Japanese toilet. I'll talk about those in a bit. Maybe she does, yeah. Still not quite sure about them. But anyway, carry on.
If we have sex, and I'm behind her, then I can smell her ass.
I don't know what you think you need me to do about this.
There's a lot more.
Like you can resolve this. What more is there?
We've barely broken the second paragraph.
Is that a euphemism? Nothing worse than swamp ass.
It basically smells like she's been to the toilet at some point and hasn't cleaned herself very well. There's nothing to see, it's just the smell. But it's unmissable and present without my face being anywhere near there. It's rare that this isn't the case. When it happens, it takes me completely out of the moment.
Oh, shit.
It actively upsets me, to be honest, but I play it down generally.
But yet it's been 10 years and I've struggled along. Somehow a decade has gone past.
She must be really fit.
Just like... God damn.
Because I love her, and I don't want to upset her, and I do want a sexual connection with her.
Well, that answers that question.
That much said, the matter has been raised.
Like you said before.
On some of these occasions, she's noticed something's up, or I've simply managed to sensitively raise it. Her response has always been good. A little embarrassment, naturally, but acceptance and willingness to just go and clean herself to some degree, there and then. But in the long term, the issue just doesn't change. It's like she doesn't gather that, even though this has come up multiple times. There's a trend here.
Your ass always smells. And it's to be expected. Bums do smell. But this person seems to be thinking that it really shouldn't smell as much as it does.
I mean...
It shouldn't come up this frequently.
I mean, not that this is, my advice segment, but I don't think it should smell at all, really. Like,
no.
You go, after you've been to the toilet,
you clean yourself.
Clean it.
And then it doesn't smell.
And if the standard toilet roll kind of situation doesn't do the business, then some kind of wet wipe or just washing it.
Yes.
Might.
And that should, and if you have done all that, there is no reason why you should smell anything. So this strikes me that she is not doing that process that you have said.
Well, she doesn't have generally bad personal hygiene. Other parts of her body don't smell, and she's generally not stinky or anything. However, she's not a daily shower person, and I'm sure that has at least something to do with the issue. She showers every 2 to 3 days. I can only imagine that she's not cleaning herself well in between. I shower daily, and I'm quite conscious of my own personal hygiene. All right, your ass doesn't smell, we get it. At this stage, I'm really just unsure what to either make of it or what to do about it.
There's nothing to do, mate. You've made your bed.
And now you will smell it.
If you smell.
We've both had numerous previous partners. Presumably, none of her prior sexual partners have raised it.
No, they just dumped her. They just got out of it. The solution is shower sex. That is the answer. That's a better answer than I could give.
Not only is he cool, he's got all the fucking answers as well.
No, this motherfucker.
This guy.
Go away again. He has got all the answers.
Is this my problem?
No.
I've never experienced this with any other women, but is it actually quite normal?
No.
If not, then how do I even approach this now at this stage?
This is not normal. No. And it seems like, if I might précis this, he approached it on a couple of occasions, and she's been embarrassed but cool with it and says she'll address it, and then doesn't. And whilst he can see I see no shits, it's still a smell. So really what he needs to lay down at this point, I don't know why I'm giving real advice, is that...
Because it's a real problem, Alex.
It's not, it's fake, it's not true.
It's a real fucking problem.
I don't believe it.
This person who hasn't left their name, well, fine,
I just don't
has taken the
it.
time to write into you, and you will take this seriously, God fucking damn it.
It's too late for you, people A and B. Like, you raised this on several occasions. She heard you on several occasions. She has done what she believes is her best to stop it, and it hasn't. So short of you cleaning her ass for her to the standard that you want it, you aren't going to get the result you wanted, because you've done the unspeakable, which is to level with her and say, can I just say, love of my life, your ass smells. I want you to do something about it. And she's like, oh God, I'm so mortified. Now I'm going to do something about it. And then she didn't. Then I think you're either now, you've got to shit or get off the pot in this relationship, if you'll pardon the expression. And you have decided to stay in this, so your decision has been made. Short of you actually saying, this is ridiculous, and really doubling down, you're not going to get anywhere. Wet wipe play. I mean...
From the people who brought you wet play. Wet wipe play. I mean, it's fair to say she should shit and wipe it up if she wants soggy style. Or did you mean to say doggy style? But soggy style sounds kind of funny.
Style because S and D are next to each other, aren't they? But yes, they are. Hey, listen, this is important. That's why we've got our "Don't Get Me Started" clipboards.
They're looking a bit rough around the edges now. We might
maybe need to get some new ones.
Need to, yeah. Well, somebody's got a vinyl cutter now, so
boom.
Maybe that'll
come. What I would say is, I mean, I think it's 10 years you've been put up with this. That's a long time to be like, every time you have sex, I don't know how often you have sex, but every time it's a problem. You just keep putting up with it. It's like, do you know it's been 2 years? It's too much for it. Do you know it's been 4 years? Do you know it's been 6 years? And after 10 years, like, I've got to do something.
I mean, why are they only writing to you now?
That's my point.
We've been doing the show a long time, dude.
If you, the other thing about this is that if you can't solve it with the information you've got, I don't know how I'm going to solve it. Do you know what I mean? Because there's no new information. You know the problem.
Maybe
She's
you should
it or not.
send Margaret around to wipe her ass.
Oh, yeah. Margaret.
Is Margaret a good ass
Margaret!
wiper?
Oh, no, I think she's out playing musical bingo, unfortunately. It's a musical bingo night.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So she's not going to be around to help you. We can't ask her. I think the bottom line is you have been too sensitive to her and too gentle in your explanation of what needs to be done. You need to lay it down very clearly. Say, babe, it's been 10 years. My gentle suggestions for you to clean it have not been good enough. You need to really, 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 really clean it, or we're really, 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 really going to break up. But I think you must have got to the point where now it's just like, fuck it. No, actually, he's not having anal sex, it would seem, because that's something he probably can't stomach. Not that I'm saying he should. I'm just saying that that's probably beyond it for him. But yeah, there's nothing. It's just, what blows my mind about this is just how he has all the keys to answering this, but it's just, he's sort of given up because it's 10 years, right? If something bothered you about the relationship within the first 6 months, 8 months, a year, 2 years of a relationship, and then you got into what we describe as a long-term relationship, like 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and you still hadn't cleared up this thing.
Or she hadn't cleared it up.
It's a lost cause. You are a lost cause. No one can help you. Go away. You're unhelpable.
Well,
I hope that helps.
As suggested, no actual help given, but thanks for writing in.
Yeah, thanks for dropping by. It's a bit weird though, wasn't it? You know what I mean? Just very strange situation to be in. I've never been in a situation like that.
No, neither
No.
have I.
No, it just isn't a situation.
I wonder who it was.
Hmm.
Someone out there.
Someone maybe in the chat right now.
Could be one of you.
Yes. Well, shall we move on? Because we've got... What was I going to say? There was something that...
Japanese toilet.
Oh, yeah. All Japanese toilets have a bidet in it, basically, that can squirt water onto your bum.
Now, I'm not adverse to a bidet. I'm not like a bidet veteran or anything. I haven't got...
Bidet veteran is good, because it's like D-Day veteran.
Yeah.
I think that's you just moved on there so smoothly, but I think that's a great joke.
It didn't get the raucous laughter I was looking for, so I just kind of slid past.
No, but I was actually the problem with that, if I may, is that I was still interested in what you had to say. So
Yeah, thank you for the acknowledgement. I do like it. The British way of saying bidet is crazy. It's not the British way, sir. It's the French way, because those fuckers invented it. Bidet.
Bidet as it may. Bidet as it may. Yeah, the Japanese have two... It's a very confusing toilet control panel, and should you ever go to Japan and you need it explained, I can definitely explain it to you. But basically, there's a little panel next to you, and people have found it difficult because they're worried they're going to press a button and it's going to start squirting water all over the place. But by and large, the toilets they have in Japan only work if you are sitting on it.
So I'm confused what their problem is. Is it that they don't want the bidet to function? What are they? The people who are scared of
they're
this,
worried they're going to...
What are they scared of? The actual bidet working, or what's the other button? The flush?
Yeah, basically, there's various different... Flush can sometimes be in different places. They've got lots of buttons which have Japanese characters on them, and they're a bit worried about which one is. Is that the flush? Oh no, it squirted stuff out. And so the worry, if there is one, and there wasn't one, the worry if there is one is that they'll press a button and it'll just start spraying water around the room because the water jets out.
I see. So
and if there's no one sitting on the toilet,
they are fearful that they complete their business.
Yeah.
They stand up.
They
press the flush button, except it's not the bidet button, and it shoots a jet of water and their own turd into their eye. Is that the concern?
That is part of that, yes. But actually what happens
That is concerning. I don't want a turd in my eye.
No, you won't ever do it. What I will say is that they make out in this video it's very difficult, but basically the flushes...
What videos are you watching, man?
We watch so many Japanese videos, and one of them was using Japanese toilets in Japan. And this guy was like, are you worried about doing it? Because some people are worried. And I'm like, oh, watch this thing. Sure, whatever. Because in my mind, I wasn't worried until I saw the video, basically.
Until someone suggested you should be worried.
Because the thing about it is, if you go into a room and you've never been to Japan before, and you go into the toilet, and you've got lots of knobs and whistles and stuff to press and things like that.
I mean, you should only take one knob into the toilet with you, but
yeah, well,
I digress.
Basically, there is a thing in my mind, and probably other travellers' minds, that if you want to flush it and you're looking for a button, and you don't know where the other bit is, because maybe the toilet seat's up and it's blocking it, which sometimes it does, you're like, oh, that must be it. They worry that hitting a random button is gonna get a different result. And
if you do a turd, you should flush it.
Flush it.
That's the bidet.
So that's the kind of concept, is that with lots of various different buttons and things, all with no English, what if you get it wrong is basically what it is. And you won't, because the first thing is that it won't work if you are not sitting on it. So if you're standing up and you try and make it do it, there's a sensor on the toilet seat that means it knows there's no one there, so it won't do anything, basically. And also, the other thing about flushes is it has a flush much like our flush, like a little kind of thing that you just press, like a little lever that you just press, and then it does it.
Yeah, so it's completely different from the
the
button.
And you look at it, sometimes the flushes have a put your hand over the top of this thing, like a little sensor, and you very clearly just put your hand and cover that thing. But most of the time, it's just a knob which has the kanji for big or small, and then you're kind of like... Now, if you're faced with that, you'll flush it in the same way we have it, like we're like a big flush or a small flush, depending on it. And you won't know which one it is unless you happen to know which one is which. But the actual bidet thing, when you're on it, you can just... To your right of you is like a little thing, and it's got a picture of a bum, and it's
which
just,
in itself is just so Japanese. Just put
it's got a picture of a bum. You should see in the
on your
video
thing.
a picture of a bum and squirting water. So in the sense of trial and error, it isn't, because you should be able to look at the bum picture with water and know that the bidet is going to kind of like do it.
What does this button do? Why would I want to make it rain over the Teletubby house?
I know. So there's basically an option is you can have one if you can have it jet towards you if you're a woman, so it cleans the front of you, as it were. So you have options that it will clean your bum.
I mean, you can have it clean your ballsack if you want.
Yeah, I did think that. I never did it. I never thought, what would this be? Where is it going to hit? Because it's obviously there for
Errant
women.
trip. Better hit the front button.
I really wish I'd done it now. I really wish I'd hit the other press. But it was. I think it's fairly clear which ones they are. But you'll. They also do now have English on it as well, I think. So yeah. Ultimately, there's an option while you're sitting down. You've done your business. You just hit the flush, just like a normal toilet. But if you want to go the extra mile, you can press the dotted line water symbol onto bum type thing. When you press that, a little kind of a little metal rod emerges from the back of the toilet, basically underneath you.
This sounds like it has the potential to go wrong as well.
So you're sitting on the toilet, and your bum is, and this is the seat.
Do you have to flush first? What if you've done a massive shit and it kind of raises high? Doesn't the stick just kind of pierce the poo?
I don't think you'd have ever gone that high, and it would if you'd done.
I mean,
it that
challenge
high.
accepted.
But like, I never, because my bum is covering the area. You'll understand that I never looked.
You didn't look
because
down.
in order to look, well, you couldn't, because you're in the way of it. But if you stood up, you would no longer be blocking the sensor, and therefore it wouldn't emerge. So it's hard to see that. But the idea is this little metal stick comes out below you, doesn't touch you because it's not near you, and above the bowl, and then squirts water directly up onto your arse, which I've never done before, but felt the desire to do.
Of course.
And I did it. And the first time I did it, it hit this absolute bullseye of my arse as accurately as it could. You've no idea. It didn't just like miss and hit a cheek or something like that. It just went anus. And it just squirted this water so accurately with a certain amount of pressure, but quite a thin, pokey jet of water. It wasn't like a kind of how do I describe, like a hose? It was just like a very thin drilling jet of water, if that makes, with a certain amount of pressure. And there's a pressure up and down on the thing as well.
Oh, right,
so
wow.
you can make the pressure even more. Basically, you can just go like that. And so the pressure starts at a default level. Let's say it starts at 2 out of 5, whatever like that. And you can go. So I was like, what might it be like if I put the pressure up a bit? So I'd just be like, blimp, 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 and it's like,
and all of a sudden you turn into a fountain and it comes out your mouth.
So like, yeah, I did use it, but I just didn't know whether the point of it. I still don't really know.
Well, the point of it is to clean.
Yes. I didn't know if it was meant to be a freshening thing after you had cleaned
or
yourself.
An alternative.
Or an alternative.
Yeah. And that was what I was going to ask you. Is toilet roll still kind of the standard, obvious, available thing in these
totally,
toilets?
100%.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
right front and centre.
It's
In
not
fact,
like you're supposed to use the bidet.
No, it has 2 toilet rolls normally in both things, as well fun have, because one runs out, blah, 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 because it's hotel rooms and shit. The toilet paper is really thin. It's really thin. It's just like horrible. And you have to kind of take more than you would.
Like school toilet paper.
Yeah, but without that kind of greaseproof papery kind of, which is what I used to about maybe. Yeah, the toilet, it's one ply. Yeah, it's really horrible.
I mean, that's why you take 3 pieces and fold it over.
Yeah, so you end up doing that.
Make your own 3-ply.
And you know how normally you have like perforated bits? There's no perforated bits, so you're trying to have to tear it off. I did try, and I did think to myself, is this you clean yourself and then you
dry yourself with the toilet roll?
Or rather, do you wipe normally with paper, then use the jet of bidet to kind of like clean yourself as a nice sanitary thing, or can you use it for the whole thing?
Yeah.
And I did experiment to see whether I could do it, and I think you can.
I think that
I think you can.
The thing is, you can. Was there a drying function as well?
No.
So you have to use
the toilet paper
twice
to dry
the toilet roll, which is probably why it's 1 ply.
Yeah.
Because you're using double the amount.
But I never really thought about. I tried it a few times, but most of the time I just didn't use that function because the anticipation of a jet of water hitting my anus is kind of a weird experience. You're like, because you can hear it going as the thing emerges, and you're like, okay, it's there it is. Yeah, that's my arsehole. Spot on, mate. As
Here
usual.
comes the aeroplane.
Here it comes. Yes, that's on my bum.
See,
it's kind of a thrilling experience, I have to say. You've got to try it.
I've only ever been somewhere where I could, experience a B-day twice in my life, and I have not done so because both of those times were the hospital. Right. And the first time I was a child, so I was like, what the fuck is that? B-day, right. Not going to do that. And then the second time was when I was in an extended stay in the hospital after breaking my leg. And it was pretty fucking difficult to get myself to actually sit on the actual toilet, let alone move myself over to the B-day. So that didn't happen that time either. But yeah.
There is a sexual aspect to it, I have to say. And I know that sounds like a weird thing to say, but like, the bum is kind of like an area that people want to play with. And if someone's jetting water directly onto it, it's a really strange sensation. So the whole of Japan is very sexually liberated in general, I think.
Yeah, they don't give a
with
fuck.
everything that. So whilst it is a cleaning thing first and foremost, you kind of think to yourself it's tapping into that kind of culture where like anything
It's tapping
fucking
that
goes.
ass.
Yeah, it is. So it was a strange experience, but I did not return to it. I did a few. I felt the need. When in Rome, I got to do this shit.
Yeah, you got to try it out, but it didn't become a preferred method. You're not going to get a
No.
B-day installed in Portland Towers.
I don't think so. I for one, I didn't know if I was doing it right, either whether it was, like I said, it's just a cleaned at the end or used the whole time. And I never looked into it. And because I didn't need it to be a replacement for the way I did it, it didn't become one. But it was kind of cool to have it, I suppose.
It was an experience.
Also, here's another thing. The seat. There's a seat warmer. I never really got into this, but you'd sit down on the toilet and the toilet seat would be warm. So like the toilet seat was always warm.
I mean, I'd appreciate that. Not in the summer, but
And you can turn it off. Obviously, there's various other things and stuff.
in the winter that would be
and how hot you
amazing.
want it to be, and how cold it down. There's loads of bits we never actually got. Loads of whistles and bells on this thing we never even touched. But most of the time, that you sit down, and I'm like, that is a warm toilet seat, and it's quite a hot day. That is, seat warmer is epic. This is one of those things that neither me or Aletha really talk to each other about. It's just like, because
it doesn't really come up,
no,
does it?
but it's not like we didn't want to. It's just like,
hey, how about that toilet?
yeah, it's just the fact that the seat was warm. My first thought was, that has a function where it warms the seat, but I didn't feel it so noteworthy as to mention it. But it is. It's one of these things where you're just like.
I recently got a heated blanket for my bed, and that was a game changer. I don't know how excited I would be about a heated toilet seat in the winter. Like, that would be incredible.
Yeah. I mean,
absolutely incredible.
I've been quite impressed that we've been and made tea and we're still talking about Japanese toilets.
You don't understand because you haven't been listening.
It's like
sounds amazing.
It is so crazy.
I want to go to Japan just for the toilets.
The device, the whole thing about it. Although she never found one, Aletha did know that there's toilet seats that open for you. Like, you step in front of it, it recognizes you're there and just opens. And like, but we never found a self-opening lid toilet thing. There, we had to do our own ones, basically. Unfortunately,
maybe next time.
It's strange because they talk so much about it. I thought it was one of these things where you go to some toilets and they'd be normal, like we had, but occasionally the Japanese toilets would be in other places. But it was everywhere.
But even like the lowest of the low toilets.
Even the lowest of the crappiest bars all had them.
Nice.
Yeah.
The Japanese know what they're doing.
They really do. And you can file this under... The Japanese have a way of kind of just like an efficiency and design to make sure that people have the best experience in every single thing, and from their toilets to their train systems to where you're standing on the platform to absolutely every aspect of it is like someone has thought, how is this best for the person that's going to use it? And I feel in England, it's like, yeah, that'll do.
Yeah.
And
do you
that's
know what,
the difference.
Do you know what the difference is? Japanese people are obedient.
Right.
We'd just say, no, we're not going to do it that way. And it would fuck everything up immediately. So we don't even bother. Because we know that British people are cunts. Yeah. Western people in general are cunts. And they're not going to do it properly. So why bother making their lives better? Fuck them.
But yes, so if you do go to Japan, you can just use once you want, that's the flush. And just sit down, use the toilet, there's the flush, it's done. You don't need anything else. Flush is the only required aspect, has it? One, we went to a ryokan, which is the kind of traditional Japanese inn. And when you go out into the countryside a little bit, they really are a bit more rustic, and you get a traditional breakfast and bits and pieces like that. When you get more into the town, they still have them, and they're representing like that kind of oldie worldy looking ryokan inn. Like you're a traveler in a Japanese role-playing game, and you've come into all the tatami mats and the sliding doors and everything like that. It's like, shit me, I'm in Shenmue. But we went to one in Kyoto, and it was lovely, and all sliding doors and a little rock garden outside our window. Nice, we had to get our futons out and like get our bed, get our mattresses out, and then roll them away again, sitting on the floor, tatami mats, sliding screen doors and all that was wonderful. And my Japanese toilet broke, and I had to call the woman who runs the ryokan in the middle of the night to come out. And it was an amusing moment of me and her, with very little English and Japanese, trying to discuss the inner workings of the Japanese toilet and why it was broken, and together trying to fix it. And all the time, Aletha was like asleep in the next room, and I'm just like, I think it works like this. And I'm trying to say, like, once the water is drained through and we fixed this, it should fill up but not fill again. I think that's because it kept like refilling constantly, and we needed to stop that process. But that's a vocab that I couldn't even imagine having, you know. Yeah. But it was really funny, and it was really stupid, and we were both kind of laughing, and there's this moment of like, it's 1 or 2 in the morning or whatever like that. There's this old lady that runs the ryokan, and me, and there's this, and we're like trying to, and also what's annoying about this, if I might, is that the system, it isn't like we have like a lift up bit. It's just a flat bit and like an inset kind of door bit that you have to lift out, but you can't get your fingers underneath it because it's recessed into it, and it hasn't got a section for you to lift up. So you can gain no purchase. So for like about a minute, she's just kind of trying to grab at nothing, and I'm just like, and in the end, I had to find like something, like I think I found my nail scissors or my nail clippers to try and lever this thing up to like get into the inner workings of the Japanese toilet. Fuck me. What the fuck? And of course, at that point, before I got her around, and I knew it's kind of probably the system, I'm like, maybe there's a button that I pressed wrong. So there's me fucking hammering every button on this fucking thing. Like,
oh, that's the B-Day.
Oh shit, that's
right in my eye.
Spraying me.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah. You must be able to buy this equipment. I'm pretty sure you can. If you can't get it like here, you can definitely import it.
I mean, I kind of
100%.
I kind of do want. I kind of think I would want one. I don't know that I need one, but I could probably want one.
Shall we move on to our next segment?
Yes, let's.
Yes. And what I will ask you, do you care particularly that we're going to run long today?
I don't mind about that if everyone's still happy to do that. There's probably so much more I want to say about Japan, not that we'll probably get to it. But yeah, I'm happy to carry on.
Yeah,
if
we've
you
not
guys
been here
are
for 4
happy.
weeks. We're not here next week. You can have a bit
an
more
long
of us.
one.
Yeah. So with that in mind, let's move on to a DGMS favourite. It's the segment that we like to call... Oh, bollocks, I still haven't fixed the fucking sting. I've had a month. Today, I fucked up.
It was at this moment that Nathan knew. He fucked up.
Someone next to me on the plane, or more specifically next to Aletha, was watching Law & Order.
Oh, yeah?
And I was like, I leant over, and it was too loud for Aletha to hear me say... It was at this moment Nathan knew he fucked up. It's just like, she'd fucked up. I tell you what, people don't know how to use planes, Jeremy. Can I just say, they don't know how to plane. I have to explain that I have not been on many planes. What are you trying to work out here?
I'm just having a look at this and maybe replacing it, but you carry on. Keep talking.
I've not been, when I think about it, I have not been on planes many times, although most recently in the last few years, I've certainly upped my plane percentage. I heard you, but I was mortified that she might have heard you. It was at this moment that Nathan knew
he fucked up. I mean, it's not particularly offensive.
No, it's just
get over it.
It's just kind of jokey. She doesn't give a fuck. She was watching Law and Order with headphones on. The thing that she should have been more mortified about is me saying, "Does this person want to put a tray table down at any point or whatever?" Like, which I didn't actually say, with any real volume or maybe even at all.
What was the kind of ratio of like Western to Japanese people on your flight?
I think it was mostly Western people.
Mostly cunts then. Right?
Yeah, mostly visitors. I wasn't sure if it sounded like a line from the show or if it sounded like you got a quote wrong. I mean, it's just an adapted. I mean, I don't know the show well enough.
Yeah, it would have been pretty weird if he'd have just like leaned over to you and actually said the opening to Law and Order. That would have been weirder than what he did actually. In the criminal justice system, the people are represented by two separate but equally important groups. Like
the law.
What are you doing, Alex?
yeah. If I'd have done all that sort of stuff. Yeah, nobody gives a fuck. Like that's generally my default position for almost everything. Nobody gives a fuck.
Exactly.
Like when I was saying the other day, like Tom was like worried that I was going to say woo all the time, or like
woo.
Nobody gives a fuck.
Nobody
gives a fuck. Nobody gives a fuck about fucking anything. And certainly I don't, least of all, and I'm the most important person. The fuck were we talking about? I've lost all track of. Oh yeah, I don't understand. I haven't done that many planes, but even I know when the seatbelt sign goes on and we're about to take off, you need to stow your fucking tray table and not leave it out, leave your magic keyboard on, leave your iPad on, and keep watching Law and Order. And I'm like, do you want to put it away? But maybe she was confused because she didn't know that the seatbelt sign had gone on, because there was still the same guy getting up and down to open his overhead baggage, get something else out, close it down, sit back down again, not put a seatbelt on, get up again, open it again, take it out again. What the fuck is wrong with people?
Would you like to hear a story that will mortify you? But you've already done your planing now, so it doesn't matter. Randomly, I have been in the last week going through like old videotapes I had in the loft and just seeing what's on them, and there was a news bit, and this is from like 20 years ago. We're talking like 94, 95, something like that.
Yeah.
And the news bit was a flight from Tokyo to Hawaii had hit some turbulence.
Yeah.
And the turbulence had been sufficient that it threw everyone out of their seats into the overhead compartments so hard that it opened the majority of the overhead compartments and brought stuff crashing down on them. And one person had hit the overhead compartment so hard that it broke their neck and they died. And that, I didn't realize until that very moment, is why you don't fuck around when they say, put your fucking seatbelt on and sit the fuck down. Because if you had your seatbelt on, you wouldn't be hurled into the top of the plane when you hit some turbulence. So yeah,
I've never experienced turbulence that's really that bad, to be honest with you, and I don't
think it happens very often. But you can bet your ass now that as soon as the seatbelt light comes on, we're like, yeah, I'm gonna sit the fuck down. Don't need to be hurt. I'm quite tall. It won't take me long to get there.
Yeah, get up to there. Yeah, no. This guy just cannot. Honestly, these people. I mean, file this again under the rules don't apply to me. When the seatbelt sign goes on, everyone puts the seatbelt sign on, apart from this motherfucker who's like, I think I might get out my earbuds. Oh no, I think I might go up and get my iPod. Oh, I think I might get up and get. Oh, silly me, I forgot. Oh, no, it's the same guy who. He's just fucking. He's just so fucking. It was just so hopeless. We were all getting on the plane, and we've all made our way. We're all trying to. In a big queue.
Hate the bimbly cunts that when you're getting on the plane, they stand there for fucking ages putting all their individual shit into the overhead compartments.
Like, just quickly.
Could you maybe shimmy in and do this when every other motherfucker's on the plane?
Yeah.
Because you've got a queue of 30 people waiting for you to fucking put your toothbrush back in the overhead compartment, you dick.
Exactly. This guy was like, constantly, he'd done all his stuff. He's all right, Jack.
Of course.
Now he needs to come back this way for reasons unknown, possibly because he stowed something in another one far away from his seat. So I meet him. I've got 8 people behind me, more probably, and he's the only one coming this way. And there's no way for him to get past us because there's no room. We can't go past each other. And even if he was able to get past me, he's got to get past everyone else that's coming this way with all their bags. And he was looking at me and he went, "Oh, can I just... Can you just get past?"
Mate.
Can you back up? Can you get past? And I'm like, he said, "Where are you trying to go to?" And I'm like, "Past you." We all are. Have you not been on a plane? Like, why have you waited? He said, "Where are you going?" "I'm going to 38, mate." He's like, "Oh, I was just hoping to come past." I'm like, "Why? What is wrong with you? Why are you there? You're the one salmon swimming fucking upstream. You know what I mean? It's just like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I suppose. And there was no way. There was one woman who had a space, and he could just go in there. And she helpfully just went, oh, come duck in here a little bit. So he ducked in there, kind of, I suppose. And then we all just piled past like normal people. And he was just so hopeless. And he just kept getting up, and then bing, seatbelt sign on. Oh, I guess that means I stand up and take something out, which I did not think of before. And I'm like, oh, you are fucking hopeless. Get organised or get off the plane. And I myself, like I'm saying, I'm not a frequent flyer, but I've got a brain in my fucking head. I hate you so much. If you can't fly, you are not allowed to fly. Shut up. I hate you so much.
Can't fly, won't fly.
I'm not a bad flyer, but we hit some proper turbulence on the way to Florida, and it shit me up. We dropped suddenly. Yes, it's not good, but a plane never crashed from turbulence, and in real terms, it hasn't dropped that much. That's of course, it will shit me up too. I'm not taking anything away. It will properly shit me up if that happened too.
But all of these things are to rationalise in your head. You like, I'm more likely to die walking to the shop than I am in a plane.
What was crazy is when I was, as a bad flyer, as an unhappy flyer, an uncomfortable flyer is probably the best way of saying it. I think I was, by the way, on the way out the flight was really great. And when I got there, I'm like, I don't understand how I've ever had a problem before. And that's probably because I've demystified it in my head to understand how turbulence works and what is truly happening. And so in that regard, we had a few bits of, and I think we might be just saying the same thing, but like, I know you know that, but like, it will shit me up too, but I kind of try and get around that by trying to take, I know
shorts are riding up my balls. Allow me to adjust myself.
But yeah, it's just, oh my God. People aren't making flying any better by being in the plane.
Yeah, planes aren't built for us tall people. Ain't that the truth?
Yeah, and I know that you're talking about, obviously, you and Hamster. I'm not super tall, but I'm not small, and I kind of...
Oh, they're not... I say they're not built for tall people. They're not really built for people.
Oh.
It just doesn't function for anyone.
It's going to be premium economy or nothing from now on, unless if I'm travelling.
Oh, yeah, I'm not going internationally unless it's premium economy now. Nope, not happening. Anyway, we are in a segment. Today I fucked up. These are stories of how people have fucked up. Yeah, you can save that one and I'll go first, I think.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Today I fucked up. Telling my boyfriend my fantasy.
I like having a shitty ass during sex. It turns me on.
Now, I note that you are jovial. I think that this might fuck you off a little bit. Happened yesterday. So, breaking the rules already. That's not today.
Breaking the law.
It's not yesterday I fucked up, mate. Read the fucking title. My boyfriend, 29M, and I, 27F, were watching news coverage of a cleanup taking place in a nearby suburb after a tornado came through. There were a few firefighters assisting with cleanup, walking around, checking homes, and helping people. I accidentally said,
I really fancy Twisters. I want one inside me.
Saving lives is so hot. My boyfriend was a little taken aback and asked me what I meant. I told him firefighters were really attractive to me because they are so brave and selfless. It's a huge turn on.
Okay.
Whoa, let's hit the pause button.
What's going on? Now that's a big time raid from Nova. 21 crazy people.
Welcome in, motherfuckers.
Hey, can you survive a Nova raid? I don't know. Well, welcome in. Some serious people coming in.
You can bet your ass we're going to find out.
I know. We'll find out. This just in. Our man in Boston. Hey, how's Paul Revere? Still dead. Nova, welcome in. Really good to see you. Thank you very much for bringing your raid, bringing your community to us. If you've never been here before, unlike Nova and Mojo Jojo, I'm Alex, this is Jez, and we're just...
Push the button with our names.
There you go.
Look, it's my face and your face over there.
What have you been doing, Nova? Did I see you doing Fall Guys? I think that's what I saw he was doing. Plummeting to his demise over and over and over again.
No, I think you saw him doing Four Guys. He forgot to turn his camera off after his last stream.
I see.
We got a glimpse into his private life.
I don't know what he's wearing tonight. I hope he's wearing some cool Star Trek related stuff, but who knows? Who knows, basically. Good to see you. I'm glad you popped in. We were in the middle of Today I Fucked Up. Oops, was I live during that? Apparently so.
Yeah, I saw everything. Recorded it for future use as well. Yeah.
It's the knockoff burger. 4 guys. Yes.
Just four guys. Therefore, they're just 4 guys.
Oh, Ellie, welcome in. Do you know, I was thinking about you when I was in Japan, Ellie, because they, for some reason, in a Gen, so good they named her twice.
Amaranth is taller than Nova. Mate, Amaranth's left tit is taller than Nova.
Amaranth? Oh my god, we've got Amaranth being advertised here. She's still going.
Apparently so, yeah.
In Japan, in this kind of department store, they had all these jumpers and hoodies and stuff. And they decided to put American stuff on it. So, like, to make it kind of cool, they just wrote things on it. And one of the things just said, Minnesota University. Because that's what Japanese fashion brands in cheap kind of places, think is cool. Minnesota University. And
which may or may not be the real name of a university in Minnesota. Who knows?
Right. So,
it's probably the University of Minnesota, but anyway.
There's people going around in Japan with just Minnesota University written on them. And the other one was Charleston, Carolina. It just said Charleston, Carolina. And I was gonna take a photo.
No direction needed.
Charleston,
North Carolina, South Carolina.
No, just Carolina. I noted Charleston, Carolina. And you can get a jumper. I didn't want one because why would I? But I thought that I saw it, Ellie, and I immediately thought about you.
But unlike Amaranth's left tit, you actually get to touch me. Whey!
Like and subscribe.
Have started.
I was going to say, Nova, have you not considered trying to do the Amaranth model and sit in a hot tub wearing a bikini? You should just try. You should change different Star Trek uniforms. Right? So you should start out in the
You
red
should
command.
wear nothing but 3 tribbles. 1 on each tit and 1 over your cock.
Yes. But you should be like, it'll be like, Nova is changing. And you come in a science uniform, right? And then, like, if you want to see him in the engineering uniform, then donate blah, blah, blah. Once you get a certain amount, you go off and you come back changed in, like Geordie. And then later on, it's like...
Wearing nothing but a visor.
Get sure to get this down. Just, this is it. Because that's what happens in these other streams. They kind of go, I'm going to change into a different bikini, and then they put up a thing saying, like, I'm going to get changed, and then you don't see them.
Yeah, you don't see them for half an hour, and then when they do come back, they stay off the camera and they just chat shit from the side. It's weird. Yeah. I don't understand the appeal. It's like these people haven't heard of porn.
Don't need.
Get off Twitch and go watch porn.
Yeah,
stop fucking around. Yeah. You don't even need to pay for that most of the time.
Yes, that's true.
But yes, do get this all down, Nova, and we expect to see it starting next week.
Yeah. There's various different things you could wear, you could dress up as.
Or things you don't wear.
Yeah.
That really brings in the box.
You've got to give your community what they want. I'm not actually sure that any of those things are what they want, to be honest with you. I'm sure you're already giving them what they want. But,
I think they do want that.
They do.
I know these miscreants.
Yes, these scallywags.
They definitely want to see that. Especially Jen.
See, Nova? Glue my trouble balls into your nips. Fuck me,
so this
happening?
Is what I'm saying.
What the fuck?
Deviant.
Onto my trouble balls?
He has his own version of tribbles called troubles.
Ah, yeah.
But trouble balls does sound like a massive euphemism.
I see. Well, the hub band Texas Access. I don't know what that is.
SAG. It's a thing for sad.
Ah.
As in IR sad. SAG.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
What's the hub? Oh, the hub.
Pornhub.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see.
VPNs are a thing. It's
so you
2024.
can't watch Pornhub in Texas, is what he's saying.
Yeah.
So everything's not bigger in Texas.
Other porn sites are available.
I see.
I mean that as both a sponsorship thing and a suggestion for you there.
Do you know, I was speaking to Duncan yesterday, and he thinks that Picard Season 2 is the worst season of any Star Trek they've ever made.
I think he's wrong, but I also see where he's coming from.
I didn't know what you thought about that, Nova. The second season of Picard is the worst Star Trek series of any Star Trek season.
He's going to say Voyager, let's be honest, because he likes being wrong, apparently. But he's going to say one of the seasons of Voyager is the worst. I think the first season of Lower Decks is the worst.
I see. I wouldn't say it is the worst. You wouldn't say it's good, though.
Yeah.
All Star Treks are the worst. What? How is Jen a friend of yours?
Trying to get herself banned from Nova Stream.
Oh, I see. Jen! I mean, we all bit on that, didn't we? Fucking hell.
I took the opportunity to go on the wind up on Facebook today. I don't even know what group it was in. In one of the random groups that I'm in, this dude was like, I finally convinced my wife to watch the Star Wars movies with me. In what order should I watch the Star Wars movies? And I said,
okay.
And loads of people were like, oh, they've got weird names for it. It's like, oh, shotgun order. It's like, oh yeah, watch them in
it's
like
the machete order is the one
that's
they'll
the
say.
one. Yeah. Watch them in like normal order, making order, whatever you want to call that.
Like,
oh, watch it in chronological order. And I was like, 4, 5, 6, fuck the rest.
yeah.
They did not like that in
No.
the Star Wars fandom. But it's true. Those are the only ones worth watching. Everything else is bullshit.
I think I watched Discovery Series 3. Did I watch that to its completion? God, I can't remember. Yes, no, I definitely did. But I know I started watching 4 and got bored.
I like Discovery. They have done some things in Discovery that I can understand why people don't like them. But yeah, anyway.
I don't think I can rank a whole season as bad from any series. I suppose that's true. I suppose that's like the would you rather kind of mentality of like, it's hard, so you're going to have to in a way. And I don't know if I could. I can't even really think about series that I liked or didn't like. But I guess I didn't like Picard season 2 because it played on the same tropes.
You didn't like Picard season 1 either.
No.
And that seems to be pretty much the consensus.
Yeah, I mean, I did enjoy it, but it got worse.
I think the problem is that Picard season 3 came along and was great and retconned its own bullshit. And when you retcon your own bullshit within the same show, you know that the first 2 seasons weren't very good when it ignores its own continuity.
Yeah. Welcome in, Captain Brilliant. How's it going? We got a lovely raid from Nova. We're talking a bit about Star Trek, because why the fuck wouldn't we? But we're in the middle of a segment called Today I Fucked Up, and we are going to get back into it in a moment.
Shall I go from the top? Because I don't think we are going to get Star Trek too much, are we? Because that could take all night.
Yeah. We're going to have to.
Yeah. We did say, and we need to do this at some point. We need to get Duncan back and literally just do Don't Get Me Star Trek as an entire thing, and just do a night of Don't Get Me Star Trek where we talk about Star Trek, because we could easily do that and it'd be fun.
It would be good.
Get some drinks in.
Right, we get Today I Fucked Up.
Yes. Previously on Today I Fucked Up, the title is Today I Fucked Up Telling My Boyfriend My Fantasy. They're watching the news. There's been tornadoes and shit. And she, 27F, just randomly said, saving lives is so hot, and confessed that she finds firefighters attractive. See any woman.
That's true. It is a very common thing.
Any straight woman about
really, they really like firefighters. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I told him firefighters were really attractive to me because they are so brave and selfless. It's a huge turn on. He told me he felt like that was a messed up thing to say to him, that I shouldn't be looking at other men like that. I assured him that I only want him, but maybe I'd enjoy doing some role play. He got even more upset and said that I crossed the line, and he doesn't think he can really satisfy me because he's nothing like a firefighter and doesn't want to act like one. Things just escalated from there.
Come on. I've never dressed up as a firefighter, but I think I could do it. I mean,
it's just a jacket and a hat, right?
Yeah.
Like, how hard could it be?
I mean, you just talk about the things you've done that day, like sitting around playing cards at the station and not answering fires.
It was my turn to make dinner today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made chili for everyone.
Yeah, they came in.
It was mediocre.
went and got a cat out of a tree.
Dave said it was the worst chili he's ever tasted. Mike got the shits. See? Firefighter. Easy mode.
Emergency workers are sexy as fuck, says Captain Brilliant. Not so much firefighters or paramedics. Do you not, you don't fancy firefighters?
He's tooting his own horn there, basically, and saying fuck everyone else, right? That's what's going on here.
They get to sleep on their night shifts. Do they? Yeah. I mean, I presumed. Yeah,
they're
just as long as they're ready to get up.
They've got beds there. The alarm's loud enough to wake them up.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Why not? Why wouldn't you?
You can't have a beard, I think.
No, not in a lot of... in most, like, public services like that, you can't have a beard. Like, you can't in the army either, and all that kind of thing.
One big bed. The big fireman's pole.
No other emergency worker has that right. This has become the Captain Brilliant is butthurt about the other emergency services segment. Shall I move on?
Please do.
In the heat of our argument, I told him I don't get on him about his fantasies.
I was going to say, surely everyone is entitled to a certain amount of such and such's bit, or I like it when such and such dresses like...
Well, wait for it. I told him I don't get on at him about his fantasies and his preferences of MMA women and so on. He says it's different because he's a guy.
Oh, shit.
And he doesn't talk about it in front of me. Parentheses. He does. He told me if I'm so turned on by firefighters, I should go be with one and stop leading people on.
Oh, shut your mouth. I hope she does.
I tried to explain that it's just a fantasy. I just appreciate the qualities of masculinity and bravery. I can't help that. He said I emasculated him by having this fantasy.
Ugh.
I didn't want to keep fueling the fire. Fueling the
fire would be a good idea, and a fireman might come around.
We didn't start the fire because that is us, and then we'd get arrested. I didn't want to keep fueling the fire, so I apologized. Mistake. But he was still so upset. He told me he just needs to get away before he says some things he'll regret.
Like what?
I mean, too late, motherfucker.
Like, what are you going to say?
So he took off to his friend's place and hasn't contacted me since yesterday.
Sounds like a win.
I see this as an absolute win.
Mm.
TLDR, so by accidentally thinking out loud, then suggesting a role-playing scenario that my boyfriend didn't agree with, we got into a big blowout argument, and now he's staying over at his buddy's house because he's so upset with me. That is not the TLDR. TLDR, I have a normal person's fantasies, and my boyfriend is a butthurt cunt.
Is massively insecure.
Yeah.
And can you be just like, listen, it was just a bit of fun, mate. Chill the fuck out. I'm just saying, why don't you dress up as a fireman, and we'll do some role play, and then I'll dress up as an MMA ring girl.
I'm nothing like a firefighter.
Yeah.
I have no masculinity whatsoever.
You can have a beard in the army now.
You can.
Whoa, whoa, beard in the army. Now, firefighters need to be able to have a tight seal between face and mask. And seals don't like hairy faces.
I mean, not all seals.
Not like Seal who sang Kiss from a Rose. He doesn't have a beard.
No. He'd look better with a beard, though.
You think? Man have one now. He didn't have one when he was singing that.
Like, he has no hair of any kind on his head area. He'd look good with a beard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we should.
I'm going to write to Seal. Dear Seal.
Dear Seal.
It was discussed on Don't Get Me Started this week that you might look good with a beard.
Please send us a picture of you in a beard.
It mostly was suggested by me, if we're being honest. So, at my request, could you please grow a beard?
Can someone just find... Can someone Google Seal?
Seal with a beard.
Seal with a beard.
Put it in AI. Seal with a beard.
Yeah, Seal with a beard. Sealed with a kiss.
Put it, exclamation Discord. Put your seals with a beard in the Discord server. General will do. Stick it in general.
When me and ABC worked nights together, we had to stay up. That is true. We did have to stay up. Though people tended to...
I think this is a completely separate issue. And you just seem to have a problem with nights. With night shifts. Maybe you should take this up with your boss.
General Sealbeard?
Arf.
Shall I read mine?
Oh,
Jesus Christ. Where'd you get this one from? Today I fucked up when I accidentally got into bed with my father-in-law. Fucking hell.
We're back on Pornhub again.
Today I fucked up when I accidentally got into bed with my father-in-law. My father-in-law is staying with us for a few days. We gave him our room while he's here. It's bigger, and we just felt it's the right thing to do. If you've got a spare room, he can stay.
Can I reject instantly this notion that you should give anyone your bed when they're staying over?
I totally agree.
Like, even if you don't have a spare room, they've made the choice to stay over. It's the sofa or shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Do you know what? Whenever anyone stays around here, but really the people who stay around here is like Tom and Hannah, they always stay on this sofa, and they fucking love it, by the way. This is really comfy.
Yeah, even if it wasn't, though. Like
even if it wasn't, yeah.
And why should I give up my bed for anyone? Fuck off. Stupid idea.
Captain Brilliant, you're making a story up about General Sealbeard, who slept on his night shifts whilst dreaming about sex with a sewer technician. I was going to say, like, no one fantasizes about a sewer technician. You know, it's firefighters or GTFO. Anyway, getting back to this. My father-in-law is staying round. He's staying in our bed. Last night, he went to bed, and my wife and I were downstairs watching TV and drinking. She went up a while later too, and I said I'd be up soon. I was getting pretty tipsy at this point. As I went upstairs, sleepiness, my tipsy state, meant I forgot my father-in-law was in our room. I entered the room and got naked, which is how I sleep.
Chicka, wow, wow.
Oh, I didn't know you were in here. I've forgotten. I'm a bit drunk as well. I don't believe any of this. I think this is nonsense.
What are you doing, father-in-law?
I saw a figure curled up in bed and got next to it, wrapping my arms around what I thought was my... No, you didn't! I just don't believe you! You didn't do this! This is so obvious! This is so basic. You didn't do this. This is like fake Tifu 101. This is the tutorial Tifu they get you to write in order to practice to be a better fucking fiction writer. You are a liar. Do you feel like... Am I covered?
You feel very passionately about this.
I do. I just think it's not true. Anyway, okay, here we go. I saw a figure curled up in bed and I got next to it, wrapping my arms around it. What I thought was my wife, even though it's clearly much bigger than my wife, but I guess it was dark, to see if she was up to sex. Wrapping my arms around what I thought was my wife to see if she was up to sex. He's a light sleeper and turned around immediately saying, Chris? Because it's 3 question marks, and that's what face you looks like when you do 3 question marks. Chris?
Didn't know that. Thank you for that.
Oh my fucking God. I jumped out and fell to the floor. It was dark, and for some reason, I decided to get dressed there rather than just run to the guest room where my wife was. I stumbled over my clothes and somehow tripped over and put my dick in his ass. It smelt a bit. No, it didn't say any of that. I ran to the guest room. I stumbled over my clothes and somehow got them back on. By this time, he'd got the table lamp on and was just looking at me with a WTF expression.
Puts the table lamp on. He's just like...
I tripped over. His penis accidentally went in my mouth, anus.
Just looking at him dead in the eyes, just like...
This is starting like some porn where it's like, oh, I didn't think I had feelings for my father-in-law, but then I accidentally got into bed and we were a bit tipsy, but he wasn't against it. I said sorry and went to my wife. I didn't wake her. I just got up this morning and I'm typing this in bed with a massive hangover and a father-in-law who I tried to spoon. You still putting all your clothes back on? Depends what you're wearing, I suppose. I tried to spoon, probably talking shit about me to his wife downstairs. I have to go downstairs at some point. Any idea what to do or how to address it? This is the first time in a Tifu that anyone's actually decided that they want to ask us a question at the end of it. Backwards hat. God, you're ready. What was that?
My coat.
Oh, okay. Right, I understand.
It's a bit too hot for a coat, actually.
Given that this Tifu probably came out like, I don't know, about a week or 2 ago, is this guy still in bed until we respond to this? Like, I have to go downstairs at some point, please, guys. And
you don't. Stay there.
Listen, here's the thing.
They'll deliver anyway now.
He's not talking shit about you. It was a dumb piece of shit. You're going to laugh it off. Don't take it too seriously, mate. He's like, he's probably talking shit about me downstairs. And it's like, mate, really? Do you think that?
Just came downstairs and Katie, come here this moment. Your husband tried to fuck me last night.
And I'm not happy about it. You must immediately get a divorce. I'm going to talk about shit. No, I don't think so. Hands up whose father-in-law tried to bum them. He puts his own hands up. Hands up whose father-in-law tried to bum them. Get your fucking... Yeah. Do you know what? This is just such a...
Such a real one.
I don't believe it.
Completely legitimate.
It is not true.
It is totally legitimate, sir.
Not genuine. Spurious. Made up. Fake.
Real.
Counterfeit.
Totally plausible.
Untrue. Are you Victor Meldrew? I don't believe it! I don't believe it. Oh, straight in the fucking dishwasher.
That's where the paper goes.
I should say, if anyone hasn't seen when I was in Japan, I made my own cup noodle. Here it is, always be cupping.
I love that this is the most exciting thing that he considers from Japan.
Yeah, but it's fun, right?
Of all the things he did and all the things he's brought back, the cup noodle is the most.
I was
exciting
only showing it
of them
because
all.
people maybe hadn't seen it, but I think it's just such a fun little thing, and you get to design it yourself.
It is fun.
Also, it's probably the only thing I have a souvenir of that's showable, unfortunately. Yeah, you can basically make you get to choose what goes in your cup noodle, into the cup noodle museum, and learn the history of the cup noodle, and made my own noodle, branded with my own Always Be Cupping branding, and what I want to eat is in there. So, yeah. Jackie Nelson, welcome in.
Hello, Jackie.
How's it going?
Welcome
Good to see
the
you.
Stream.
Yes, I'm gonna put my noodle down. We have done Today I Fucked Up.
We
There was
have.
some minor fuck ups there.
Both of them completely 100% true.
Legitimate.
As we've discussed. Yeah. Oh, I didn't get to throw my paper in your dishwasher. I'm going to curl it into your dishwasher. Ready?
Yeah, go on. I don't know this is going in my head. Today I fucked up by writing this complete work of fiction and posting it here. Yes!
Yeah, because Alex is going to give you a hard time. If your Tifu has even a hint of not being real, he's going to tear you a new anus and then clean it with a Japanese toilet.
Yes!
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything else Japanese that I want to tell you about, but perhaps not at this moment.
I mean, there will be other streams. We will be back in a fortnight. That's 2 weeks for you non-Commonwealth people, because Alex is fucking off again next week.
Yeah. It's LARP time. It's time to get my weapon out and go into a field for a few days. I'm really looking forward to it, actually, because normally we take a big tent with us, and you have to put the big tent up, and we're not going to take it with us.
Are you looking forward to like a faff-free LARP?
Yes.
When
yeah,
normally
yeah,
it's all about the faff. And how you faff it.
Well, there's not so many of us going, and essentially,
fork knife. It's called a spork, Ellie. You can only use them once every 2 weeks.
A fork knife. No, I didn't realize what that was until now I understand it. Yes, effectively we have a big tent that we use, and we normally have loads of people, but there's only like 3 or 4 of us going, and I just didn't think it was really necessary to take the big tent if we're not really got so many people. And that level of faff free, which means we're going to get there on the Thursday and just start fucking chilling out and hanging out with friends and not doing anything other than
just immediately get your drink on,
get some drinks, get dancing, hanging out, maybe playing some board games, have some more drinks, and just meeting loads of people. And then the game starts on the Friday, and it's going to be wicked. And do you know what I should remind myself to do? Is take some real money, some honest-to-God actual cash, because Joe...
Is that still a thing? Can you still... What did you call it?
Did I say honest-to-God
cash? Money?
Cash money.
I thought they got rid of that a long time ago.
Apparently not.
Cash is king!
The Jereg, who are a faction in the game we go to, which is Joe's group, which is
what it would be called if I were an egg. I would be
Jereg. I like that.
That's my egg form.
Yeah, you are the Eggman. Cuckoo.
Robotnik was better.
Did Jeremy just have a stroke? What I'm going to say is Joe makes cakes and sells them at LARP to raise money for the faction. And every time I go past, I'm like, I don't have any money. And last event we did PayPal too.
There you go.
I never even got there. Oh, that's cool. That's good. I won't bring any cash. No, I'll find the cash. I've got some cash in my car. I have £2 sitting in my car right now, Joe. So all I know is that car's going to LARP.
It's been there for 42 years.
I dropped it into the ocean. Cash's car. It is. So some motherfucker outside smashing my... There's £2 in that guy's fucking car. Yeah, so I'll have at least £2 plus PayPal. Yeah, I'm gonna get. What are you making, Joe? What are you making? It must be. It's like Monday today. You're going there on Thursday, so you must be either
Don't make
today
them
or
yet.
tomorrow.
They'll go stale. Make them on Wednesday.
Yeah, what are you making? What are you making? What are you making? What cake are you making? That's what I want to know. Right. But yeah, really looking forward to this weekend. But we will be back, not this Monday, but the Monday. What day is that making? By the way, didn't you want to do this? Did you want to talk about this whole thing about?
I think we've got to plan it a bit more before we
announce
actually do it, and maybe choose a date or
Mm.
something. But you may recall from previous DGMSing, you may not because Alex didn't, that for for DGMS 160, which is not the next one but the one after, we were thinking about doing like a Saturday afternoon episode.
Yes.
Kind of like the 24-hour stream, but a quarter of the time. Still a lot longer than our normal episodes, mostly, but we get to sleep. Doing an afternoon, like 12 p.m. to like 6 or 8 p.m. or 9 or something like that. And then going the fuck out on the town.
Yeah, they're going out.
And going for some drinkies.
Yeah.
And that if anybody fancied coming and hanging out with us on that day, joining us on the sofa during DGMS, reading out Am I the Arsehole or something, talking about some shit, playing some game with us, usual DGMS stuff, and then came out for a drink with us afterwards, we wouldn't be offended by that. So
yes, well, I will be, but I'll pretend not to be.
Yeah, he's offended by everything. Mostly Tifu's that are totally real that he perceives to be fake. Right, so yeah, not here on the 6th of May. So the next episode will be on the 13th of May, which would make, if we did the 2 Saturdays available kind of after that, would be the 18th and the 25th, which is when we would do the...
we might get into trouble there.
We'd have to look at calendars and stuff and we'll have to see. But if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out.
We can push it back, I suppose.
And we don't have to do it for 160. We just literally chose that as an arbitrary number. We could do it for 163.
We'll look into it.
Who gives a shit? But we are...
Ellie, you should come. That would be fucking incredible.
What we are basically saying is we are planning an extended DGMS at some point over the summer that has drinks afterwards, and you should get involved.
That's the crux of the matter.
That's the TLDR.
Yeah.
If I can TLDR and these motherfuckers who don't know how to do it properly.
Yeah, it won't be. I would say now I don't think it's going to be in May because 18th we're in London.
Yeah, we'll actually put some thought into it and book a time in.
We'll sort it
soon.
We'll sort it.
And
Ellie, you should come.
And then yes, you should come. Absolutely. Book your flights
and stay on this sofa.
Yeah, because he ain't giving up his bed for anyone.
It's very comfy.
Yeah. Shall we move into our final segment of the night?
More notice than 160. I might fit it in my calendar. It will be more notice.
Yeah, we've just decided in this moment that it will be more notice than 2 weeks.
Duncan once reviewed a bake sale item as worth fucking if it had a hole. Yeah, that is what Duncan didn't know Joe, and this is one of the first events that Duncan had gone to, and we'd gone to the bake sale. I'm pretty sure. I think this might be the first time that Joe ever met Duncan, and Duncan went, "That's so nice. If it had a hole, I would fuck it." Which is definitely a Duncan kind of fun thing. It is,
yeah. I mean, don't let the fact that it doesn't stop you, Duncan.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Duncan would never say such a thing. And if you're watching this and you go to his choirs, he never said that, and I'm just lying. But he did say it.
He's a deviant.
And Joe then branded him the disturbing one, my friends.
I mean, there is a reason that across all of the lands, especially the blocky lands, it is known that Duncan is a cunt.
Ah, yes, well remembered. Yes.
I mean, we've not been here for a while, so lest we forget.
Shall we go, as you were going to go, to our final segment? Am I the arsehole?
Yes, you are. Oh, were you doing a thing? I'm sorry. I'll push the button.
Oh, please do.
Am I the asshole? No, it's the children who are wrong.
You thought I was just declaring.
Yeah, sorry,
to the
man. I thought it
world.
was just a general musing,
general-
and there was an obvious answer,
general mentioning.
So I just gave it to you.
Now, of the two we have, what order are you want to?
You can go first this time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, eyes down looking. Am I the arsehole?
Yes, you are. We just covered this.
Yes. I feel like it's redundant, but it's good to cover it again. Am I the arsehole for strategically seating my entitled sister at my wedding to avoid capturing her breastfeeding moments on camera? A bit of a long one. I'll read it out again. Am I the arsehole for strategically seating my entitled sister at my wedding to avoid capturing her breastfeeding moments on camera? And where did you put her?
I mean, some people would pay good money for that. I feel
Yeah.
like you've missed a trick here.
I, 29F, just got married to my husband a week ago. Well,
Where you see her now is irrelevant,
It
to be
sounds
honest.
the wedding is done. It sounds like you need to go back in time to resolve this fucking issue.
When you go back in time and it hurts inside.
I, 29F, just got married to my husband a week ago. My sister, 31F, has a 5-month-old baby, and both were at the wedding. I don't really like my sister's personality, and her partner broke up with her a few months ago. What? I don't really like my sister's personality, and her partner broke up with her a few months ago, who alleged she was an exhibitionist. And our side of the family is starting to see why he left her.
Is that when you go to a load of exhibitions, like
Yeah, loves an exhibition.
goes to the art
The British
exhibition,
Museum.
Yeah. Loads of Comic Cons.
Exhibition matches. Yeah.
Yeah.
Loves exhibitions in all its form.
Yeah.
And our side of the family is starting to see why he left her. My sister would usually breastfeed openly in public, and although I don't have a problem with breastfeeding your child, I do think I'm not really tolerant of how she does it. I'm sure there's only one.
Probably
way.
with her tits.
Yeah. What else are you going to use?
Tit in mouth, kind of how that works. There's no real other way of doing it.
Most women in my community will breastfeed in public too, but will ensure they move to a more private spot, not the bathroom, or bring nursing covers. And I don't think it's sexist and all, because I see that as a courteous thing. Being as kind as I can about my sister, I think she likes to make a statement and challenge the status quo ever since she was a child. She's the type to flaunt about how she doesn't give a fuck what others think about her and how she acts in public. So yeah, she's got some issues of her own, because I cannot imagine someone being this angry at the world for no good reason. Moving on to my wedding, which was a week ago. So moving back to my wedding, I had a videographer panning the camera in the center of the aisle as I'd walk down, which means guests would be in plain view. My sister doesn't carry bottles with her, and she would start nursing whenever the baby needed to eat. I didn't want this captured on camera and wanted to avoid any possibility of that happening because aesthetics, so I situated her in the car park.
I situated her in her own house, not at my wedding. I told her the wedding was in Acapulco.
I situated her in Charleston, Carolina. It wasn't made clear which part of the Carolinas.
Is it north? Is it south?
East
She can
or
work that
west.
out for her fucking
She
self.
didn't know.
Adds a level of challenge.
So I situated her in one of the middle rows to ensure she's concealed either way. The rest of the family, including my cousins, were seated in the front. I also requested the cameraman to avoid taking pictures of guests in case she's openly breastfeeding during the reception as well. Can you imagine she's doing it as you walk down the fucking aisle?
I mean, a baby's got to eat when a baby's got to eat. I don't like there's two different conflicting things here. It's like women are entitled to breastfeed whenever, wherever the fuck they like. You pop a boob out wherever you need to, get the fuck on with it, and that should be normalized. But also, maybe have some kind of thought about the aesthetics of this and the camera. Do you want captured for posterity you breastfeeding in video and photo for the rest of time? Probably not.
The thing here is that I think this person does because she's massively attention seeky and wants to do the things that you think you shouldn't. So what her point is like, my sister would normally think a normal person would be like, I'll bring a bottle and I'll really do it really surreptitiously, so it's not really obvious. But because my sister is massively extra, this is an opportunity while I walk down to definitely
pop out a boob on
fucking
camera.
do it. And I know what she's like, and she's going to do it. If she knows that, I think I'd have another conversation with her before this. Like, by the way, you know how you're super extra and you always do this bullshit and you're pulling this crap.
Which is always the best way to start a conversation.
I don't want you at my wedding if you can do that shit, which is what I thought she'd say, but she hasn't. My bridesmaids on the wedding day managed to handle my sister, as later I got to know she threw a stink about feeling neglected and hardly any pictures captured with her baby. Apparently, she had been nursing, maybe also to calm the baby down. Therefore, the camera guy hired requested her to step out of the frame several times. Not gonna lie, this made me want to tip him a little extra, haha. This has been a pattern of hers at several family events. She also has a 2-year-old daughter who was present too. That's how we were able to discern this pattern from the past. And even some work events that she used to attend with her partner. All of us have made effort in the past to communicate with her, but she gets argumentative, and I didn't want to have to deal with her drama. I don't care about being called prude. I didn't want someone's photos, videos with their chest out on my wedding, regardless of context. Still, am I the arsehole? She did it in the middle of the dance floor during the first dance. At last.
I'm conflicted. I think everybody sucks here, to be honest. I think that there's better ways of handling this.
This is a classic thing, and I do feel there's a thing about, like, it's your wedding day. You want to have these things as you want, but, like, how many pictures... When all this footage is said and done, there's going to be a way of editing around this shit. There's not,
you
not
can
everything
you can
needs...
AI that shit out now. Let her pop her tits out in every single photo and let AI deal with it.
Do what you want.
Yeah, magic eraser. Go on.
Yeah. If I'd done this and she's gone down the... We've got some footage of her coming down, like, if she's on this side, I'd just have the guy take the footage from the other side.
Yeah.
There's 2 sides.
Two sides! And if she's on that side, just take photos the other way for a bit.
And when the winning speeches, she's not going to be in those. And if you're panning around it, if you get her a few bits, you'll have all this footage. And then when he says, I'm going to edit all the footage down, do you want me to take out the few bits where your sister... Because she's not going to be breastfeeding all day long.
I was going to say, she can't have her tits out the entire day, surely. That kid will just burst.
Yeah. Photoshop, this was like Photoshop a picture of Trotsky in front of her. Yeah.
Smiley face over it or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also, from the other token, there's no need to kind of flaunt this in the same way.
No.
From the sister's perspective.
I don't think she's an arsehole. It sounds like what hasn't been made clear of it is that, you know, there's a history of her doing this, and I just can't be bothered to put up with this shit. But I'm surprised she didn't just go like, so many of these things we read out, it's like, I know you're going to do it, so fucking pack it in. And then the person's like, I don't know why you'd ever do it. And it's like, right, you can't come. And like, now the rest of the family is telling me I'm a bad sister because I'm telling the sister. So I thought it was going to go down that way, but it's decided not. It's a private event, make the rules, and people can deal with it. If that were me, and I had a sister who's like, I really like doing this, and it's all about me, and it's going to be my special day, and I'm going to make sure that whatever I want is a perfect opportunity, I'd be like, yeah, if you pull that shit, you ain't coming. In fact, you know what? Fuck it, you're not coming.
I mean, the other way of handling it is no kids.
Yeah, no kids. I'm surprised, really.
Just say no kids. And then she really would just be popping a tit out if there's no kid there to breastfeed.
I just think that there is a way of filming this where she never gets on camera.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's hard.
Clue in the photographer.
Yeah. Just be like,
she's going to get her tits out a fair bit if you could kind of work around it.
And then if you find any of that shit later, just make sure it's just edited out.
Yeah.
The only people ever going to watch this stuff is me and my husband. So, like, and he was like, yeah. And it sounds like Jobs are good because he did do that. It's like, oh yeah, he kept asking us to get out of shot. So it's like, perfect. Well, you want to read your one?
Well, we need to.
Oh yeah. I think not the arsehole is what I feel.
Yeah. I think she sounded like a cunt throughout all of that, to be honest.
That could have been just my voice.
I mean, you've read things before, and I've managed to look past it. So I'm gonna bull in. Everybody sucks.
Fair enough.
And your face, yeah, that's true. That's hard to avoid as How long has it been since weddings were about love and not aesthetics? Probably about 50 years. I think it predates most of us, to be honest. They've been about aesthetics for a very long time. Okay. The final arsehole. Can't sing that. We haven't got the money for the royalties.
Oh,
Do
yeah,
you know how much that song fucking costs?
We can only do those amount of notes.
That song costs like $80,000 just to play once. Right. Just wait for you to finish.
Sorry. Can't get the top on the Pepsi bottle.
DGMS is not sponsored by Pepsi, but we remain hopeful.
Still got a crisp here.
Oh yeah, I'll eat that in a minute. It can be our closing gambit.
Yes.
Me deep throating a crisp.
Yes.
Am I the arsehole
Yes!
for spilling mustard all over myself at a restaurant?
Are you Matt Moat?
Am I the arsehole for spilling mustard all over? Am I the arsehole for spilling mustard all over myself at a restaurant?
Oh my god! How can you be the arsehole for that? I mean, how much did you get on yourself?
Wait for it. Earlier today. See, this should be a Tifu because it was today, not yesterday or last week, like they often are.
Oh, look, weddings seem to be more about making others happy and not enjoying it yourself. That's why I took my trousers off at your wedding, Jez.
And it did make me happy.
Surely weddings are about ensuring financial stability and the continuation of your family line, making sure a dowry is paid.
Am I the arsehole for misspelling mustard all over the place?
Misspelling mustard? I don't want to misspell. How would you Mustard.
I'm confused by this statement, Captain Brilliant. I've got to be honest.
I'm mispronouncing. Mustard.
I spilled mustard. Mustard. Yeah, I think you're trying to go with bastard. I get it. I'm not quite sure how I get there though.
Oh, I say because you didn't say mustard very well. And then when you were reading it.
Oh, I see. It's a shot at me.
Yeah.
In that case, Captain Brilliant, fuck you. Earlier today, my wife and I were eating out. Another woman.
Wow.
Doesn't say that.
Doesn't sound like an arsehole at all.
Bit of wishful thinking. Earlier today, my wife and I were eating out at a barbecue restaurant in our town. We don't eat at restaurants much, since it's rather expensive, so this was a sort of special occasion for us.
How lovely.
I decided to order the chicken strips and fries with honey mustard sauce.
Good choice.
And our food came out rather quickly. My wife had just started on the burger she ordered, and I was attempting to open the mustard container.
I'm really getting into this. Carry on.
It was one of those packages where you peel back the lid on the cup and then dip your chicken into it.
I know what you mean.
But the lid had got stuck and wouldn't come off the cup. I thought that maybe if I squeezed the cup hard enough, I could force the mustard out of the cup and onto my plate.
Oh, whatever. Why would you ever think this? What is wrong with you? It's clearly catastrophe. Why the fuck did they go to a barbecue restaurant and not order barbecue? Only someone from the south
would object to that.
Why did they go to the barbecue restaurant and not order barbecue? I mean, you make a good point. We didn't spot that at all.
Like, stop talking, arsehole. Hit the button.
Fucking I'm going to say, is this person an arsehole, Ellie? Because that's all I want to know, really. But yeah.
Am I the arsehole for going to a barbecue joint and not ordering barbecue?
I mean, she makes such an excellent point.
Yeah, you can't argue.
I had chicken strips. Go to fucking McDonald's, man. But here's the thing.
It could have been a barbecue burger. There could have been barbecue sauce in there.
Oh, I'll tell you what, I had one of the best burgers at McDonald's in Japan. But that's not the discussion now. Yes. But here's the thing. He's like, I'm trying to peel the thing back. Doesn't work. Maybe I'll Popeye the shit out of this and hope for the best. Carry on, please. Please.
Well, I'm sure that you will object to this notion. The idea was sound.
For an idiot.
But it backfired spectacularly.
No fucking shit.
Instead of the mustard shooting out of the cup and onto my plate,
yes,
it shot up and all over me. I had honey mustard from my armpit to my waist, all down the left side of my shirt.
I don't believe you, but carry on.
I felt extremely shocked and embarrassed by this.
Yeah.
So I started dipping my chicken tenders on my shirt.
Oh, you stupid cunt. I'm sure your wife thought that was the best. We don't go out very much. This is why I can't take you anywhere. Is almost certainly what she said.
Oh no. I've got honey mustard all over my shirt. What's he using honey mustard in space?
Just like floating around trying to dip this shit. Why did it shoot out so violently? Because he just, like, as I say, Popeyed the shit out of it, and it just...
Yeah.
What have you done? You fucking idiot. Carry on, sorry.
It's because the honey mustard was under pressure. So I started dipping my chicken tenders on my shirt. I didn't want to draw attention to myself, because I thought I would be ridiculed.
You're fucking right, so now you told us all about it. Checkmate, motherfucker.
Instead of being ridiculed by the waitstaff, however, I, instead, was ridiculed by my wife.
We know you were, because you say it in the title. Don't, like, bury the lead so much and bring us to it. We knew you'd be. Oh, God. Carry on.
She told me that I was, quote, embarrassing her and acting ridiculous.
That is true.
But I reminded her that the honey mustard was still perfectly good and that trying to wipe it all up with napkins would only waste it.
Oh, my God, you're the fucking word. This isn't true. This isn't true. This isn't true. Then I accidentally murdered my wife with a hammer. This took a dark turn.
When I was done with my meal, I went to the bathroom to blot the rest with wet paper towels. But I still smelled like a corn dog all the way home.
My wife has divorced me.
Worse still, my wife refused to speak to me.
Yeah.
I assured her that I would simply throw the shirt into the garbage rather than try and clean it, but it didn't seem to help. My wife was determined to be mad at me. After getting home, I threw my shirt away and tried scrubbing the mustard smell off me.
Scrubbing the mustards! Have a shower, you useless fuck! I was trying to scrub the mustard off me. Out damn spot. Oh, Jesus.
Dear Alex, my husband has smelt like honey mustard for 10 years. How do I tell him?
End. Done. In the end. Especially when we do doggy. When I dip my chicken tender into her.
Giggity. How does the smell persist when the shirt is gone? It's obviously
questions we all need
into his chest hair or something.
I scrubbed at it with a loofah.
Out damn spot.
With a pumice stone.
But I threw my shirt away and tried scrubbing the mustard smell off me. I think I did a pretty good job.
You did not.
But my wife was still upset.
Of course.
I don't know what more I could have done. These sorts of things happen to everyone at some point.
This isn't true.
You're
such a fucking little troll. You're an incredible troll. One of you motherfuckers wrote this. This is such bullshit designed to annoy me. What did he use to clean himself? The power of thought.
Allow me to continue.
Please.
I tried an alternative way of extracting the mustard, and it just didn't work out. I wish you could see my perspective sometimes. Am I the arsehole?
Yes.
But he just wanted some mustard, mate.
Do you know what? When I was in Japan, I had some honey mustard nuggets, and it was fucking tasty, and I managed to not get them all over me. What was it that... I can't remember what it was that Ellie said, but first he doesn't go have barbecue at a barbecue joint.
Where the fuck is the mouse gone there? Incredulous about this for completely separate reasons to you. First of all, they don't order barbecue. Second of all, dude bro's just eating honey mustard off himself.
Just eat. I mean, honestly.
All of this is wrong. Allow me to list how.
I climbed into the centrifuge to remove the particles from me.
This is the takoyaki girthy crisp.
Yeah, octopus flavour. Thank you very much for joining us here tonight. Oh, have we actually made a decision on him? Can you press the
I think
arsehole?
you made a decision loud and clear. Which button would you like me to press?
Please.
Right, yeah.
Honestly, Ellie, I actually don't know if you have a husband, Ellie, but if you do, how would you feel if he squeezed the honey mustard all over him and started scooping it up and eating it with nugs? Because I suspect you would probably get in your car and go home. Finally, I dipped my toe in the bog of eternal stench.
I don't think Ali would have been around for her significant other to dip the chicken tenders in himself, because by ordering the chicken tenders, she'd be like, "You fucking what, mate?
We're a bar.
Look where we are!
Look where we are!
This is a barbecue joint. Order some fucking..." I'm gone. I'm out.
Barbecue
I'm out.
ribs.
I can't do this. I'm out.
Ribs.
I'm out.
Ribs. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming in tonight. We're going to wrap up now. We won't be here next Monday because I'm going to live action roleplay. But the week after, what did we say it was? The 11th. I might have made up.
I think that was just a number you made up. Yeah.
29 now. This is going to be the 6th. 6 plus 7 is 13, maybe?
Maybe it is 11, but I just can't remember what was said.
Great, useless.
I'll look it up.
That's me, not you.
It was the 13th.
Oh, there we go.
We will be back on the 13th of May.
Why, no, I do not have a husband but if I did have a husband and that had occurred, I would have readily stood up, left the restaurant and immediately gone home and left his happy ass there. Well, with that image, I think we should go. Thank you very much for coming along. We'll see you in a couple of weeks' time. And just try your hardest not to fucking drop dip all over you if you can do. What I'm saying is don't be a cunt.
Yeah, that works. Yeah.
Outset.